Another night, screens aglow. Next episode, here we go. Heated debates, sparked by page-run takes. Hit play, say less. Can this episode deliver an S? TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so. 3 years deep, no signs of slowing. Warp drives hot, our passions glowing. Hit play again, let's see what's new. We must see this journey through. TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so. Another night, screens aglow. Next episode, here we go. Heated debates, sparked by page-run takes. Hit play, say less. Can this episode deliver an S? TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so. 3 years deep, no signs of slowing. Warp drives hot, our passions glowing. Hit play again, let's see what's new. We must see this journey through. TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so.
What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? Who we got here? Phil, Brian, Keith, Mr. Death Pilot, Cassidy, Sixto, Drew Blood, Mr. Death Pilot again. We got Wonder Boy Coz, Jake, Tempest, Empire Jeff, there's a classic, Diesel. Alright. Well, what's up, everybody? This is going to be another one of my random impromptu hangout streams. Hope you guys have enjoyed them. And it's been a little while since I came on here. A couple of weeks, I guess. What's up, Eric? James Russ, Jesse, James Coolman. Drink some water. Refreshing. Diesel just finished watching the episode 8 reaction. Yes, over on Patreon. Episode 8 of Season 6 of TNG, Uncut, just got posted. So that's how far ahead we are in terms of Patreon. On the YouTube side, the top 10 episodes for Season 5 will be coming soon. And then the season will start the following week, which would be, I want to say, the 21st. So Monday the 21st will be the first episode, Time Zero Part 2 of Season 6. Mike says, are you going to put DS9 on YouTube? Yeah, absolutely. All of the Star Trek journey will always be here on YouTube. A little bit delayed, but it will always be here on YouTube. If you do want to skip the wait, already the first 4 YouTube videos, edited reactions for the Season 6 of TNG, are already on Patreon, but they'll be coming soon here to YouTube. What's up? Steve, how's it going? TC, nice to see you. And I guess I'll address real quick the title and what's here in the corner of the screen. So we have officially gotten under 200 to go. Big reason for this was twofold. If you happen to see our post on YouTube yesterday, it's noted here as well as in the pinned chat here. 60% off your first month if you join as a new member, the audience member tier. That's our introductory tier, $10 a month. You get all the uncut reactions, basically all the exclusive content that we have on Patreon. And you get 60% off your first month, so $4 American if you're in the US. And in addition to that, we also added a new benefit to our higher tier. Our target demographic tier over on Patreon now gets all uncut reactions just 1 day earlier. And then we also have an annual membership sale going on, which is for everybody, not just new members. So our annual memberships are currently 15% off, 15% discount, cheaper than you would pay monthly if you pay for the full year up front. So with those things combined, we had a pretty good boost this week towards our goal. If anyone's not aware, we have a big goal over on Patreon, and when we hit it, it's going to affect Patreon as well as YouTube. Because when we hit 1,000 members of our current tiers, $10 and up, we are going to move up to 3 episodes of our Star Trek per week, and that's uncut reactions over on Patreon as well as the edited YouTube videos here on YouTube. The reason for this goal is because essentially that number would allow me to do this more on a full-time basis when it comes to the editing, get more videos done, and right now, going into Season 6 here on YouTube, Monday and Wednesday is going to be the schedule for those TNG videos. And then eventually Deep Space Nine once we get there as well. But once we hit this goal, it will then go up to 3 a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I know there's been some people worried about our pace once we add in Deep Space Nine, because our pace for the Star Trek journey is not going to change by adding in the new show. It's still going to be twice a week until we hit this goal, and then that'll go up to 3 times a week. Thank you so much, Steve, for the super chat. Unnecessary, but thank you. Yeah, only 166 to go, Wonderboy, and there's also multipliers for the tiers. So the target demographic tier is 2 times towards the goal. We had a lot of upgrades this week with making that annual sale and also giving the new benefit of the early access to that tier. So a lot of those members, they were already on the Patreon, but by upgrading their tier, that went 2 times towards the goal. So it's helped out a lot. And we're almost there. It's pretty wild for anyone that's only here on the YouTube or hasn't been over on the Patreon recently. We just announced this goal in November 1st, when we completely revamped our tiers. And we had about 200-ish that already counted towards the goal because of current members. But we've had, obviously, a huge growth since then. And we're going to be, hopefully, hitting it here this year. So, but maybe not just this year. Maybe very soon. But whenever it is, we'll go up to 3 a week, so I'm very excited for that. And in addition to the announced 3 a week for Patreon and YouTube, again, it's going to help me just devote more time to this channel, and that includes things like these live streams, extra videos on the YouTube that we don't have time for right now, the type of stuff we always get requests for, but we don't have time to, a lot of that stuff too, once we hit that goal. I can't announce any of that up front for the goal because I don't know what exactly that is, but in addition to the 3 a week, it's just going to be overall a lot more focus on the content for Patreon and YouTube. So I'm excited to hit it whenever that may be. But enough of that. Enough of the shtick for now. It'll be here on screen, and I'll keep tabs and update it if we get any updates here on the membership during the stream. But how's everybody else doing today? What else we got going on? I'll jump into the chat here. Jesse with the first question. If you want to ask me a question that you want me to read out loud, put a Q in front of it. Shout out John Delancey. When does the Bridge Crew vote for Expanse Season 3? Yeah, so we just finished watching Expanse Season 2 last night. We're up to episode 9, Uncut has been released, and the first edited video is coming to Patreon and YouTube tomorrow. Patrons and YouTube members already have access to that edited video, but the rest of the edits will all go to Patreon in the coming weeks. As far as the vote, it's going to be the day that the last uncut reaction for the season goes up on Patreon. As of right now, that's scheduled for, I don't know if it's I want to say the 29th or the 30th, the last Tuesday of April. So 8 plus 14 is 22. So the 29th, I believe, will be the last uncut that goes up on Patreon, followed by the Bridge Crew vote to decide if we go on to Season 3 or try out something else. But just one thing to keep in mind with that is if they do decide, because this is totally up to the Bridge Crew members, there's about 50 of them, if they decide to go to something else, that does not mean we're just done with The Expanse forever. They could always choose to rotate and go back to it, after we try out another season of another show. Or, if we do hit this goal and end up having more time, it could be something we continue outside of the Bridge Crew, maybe even bring it to YouTube down the line. So even if they choose to go with another show, I'm going to be honest, I think the chances of them choosing to continue The Expanse are pretty high just from the feelers, just from the things I've heard. But let's say they don't. Let's say they choose to go to something else for that Patreon exclusive series. That doesn't mean The Expanse is gone forever. Nothing we've watched is really gone forever. But even more so, I would say, for The Expanse. Thank you, The Madness, 1925. Love y'all's take on each episode. Even though I may not agree with your views, it's always refreshing to see a new take. Appreciate that. I think if you agree with our views 100% of the time, or really anyone's views of anything 100% of the time, maybe you should recheck that in terms of, it's not necessarily out of the ordinary to have a similar opinion as somebody and line up on a bunch of stuff. Alex and myself, right, line up on a bunch of episodes, but even us, we disagree on some with each other. So, I appreciate that. I'm going to try to catch everyone's questions here. In other news, while I'm looking through here, we did reopen the P.O. Box. Patrons got first access to that. So that was posted on the Patreon a few weeks ago. We have gotten our first 2 packages, and the P.O. Box videos are going to be coming back, but in short form. Because I think it'll be a fun thing to put on shorts. Each time we get a package or something in the mail, we'll post it on there. And the P.O. Box will, you guys will get the address here on YouTube once we start posting those shorts. We just wanted the patrons, to get first dibs on that. But we have received our first 2 packages. I'm excited to open them. If we have time recording, we are recording tonight here in a couple hours. If we have time, we'll open our first ones. So those will be posted soon, but if not, we'll open them next week. Brian, how would 3 a week work? Like 2 TNG and 1 DS9, then swap the next week? It's completely up to release schedule. So we are doing everything strictly by air date release schedule. So for DS9, the first 5 episodes of DS9 aired while TNG went on a short break. So we're going to watch the first 5 of DS9, and then it'll alternate based on however they aired. Obviously, the seasons will end around the same time. I think once we get past this initial season of DS9 coming in midway through and everything, I think next season, for Season 7, it is pretty lined up 1-to-1, but there will still be those 2-in-1s, here and there. And then same thing once TNG ends and Voyager comes in, it'll be the same thing with Voyager and DS9. Just pure air date, and I have that all charted for me, so that's how we'll do it. The only thing I'm not 100% decided on is once we finish TNG, because obviously we like to do all the recap and the quote-unquote milking of it, right? Ending TNG, we're going to treat that a lot bigger than we did the end of TOS. Like when we ended TOS, we just did our top favorite episodes, recap, just like it was the end of any other season, and then we jumped into the animated series and stuff. I definitely want to do a little bit more retrospective with TNG. Maybe watch some documentaries like the Chaos on the Bridge, and as long as there's no spoilers once we finish the show, And I don't know how that will affect the weekly Star Trek journey. So we'll get to there. We'll cross that bridge right when we get to it. But that's the one thing I'm still trying to figure out. Brett G says, "Screw the patrons." Nice. Okay. Um, Patsk88, expectations for DS9. We have a full video coming to YouTube very soon, within the next week or so, exactly about expectations for Deep Space Nine. So watch out for that. James, which Enterprise has been your favorite? I know you both aren't as into the tech or ships, but I'm curious. Right now, my favorite is the 1701. Just the classic. That's my favorite one. 1701D is nice too. I like the holodeck. I like a lot of. I love 10 forward. You know, if you were to ask me like what's my favorite room on any Enterprise, it'd probably be 10 forward. With the original Enterprise bridge right up there next to it. Least favorite Enterprise is probably the A. Not that I disliked it, but just by default. Um, we don't see too much of the C in yesterday's Enterprise. We see a little bit of it. I'd have to go back and look at it to see, for that one. Show us your full shirt. Yeah, this is my Cause and Effect shirt. I made this. I literally took a picture of this, put it on TeePublic, and bought it. So it is one of the poker scenes from Cause and Effect. Harry Pothead, how's it doing? What is something you really want to see on Deep Space Nine? Biggest thing I'm looking to see is a little bit more connective tissue throughout the series. What I mean by that is character progression, character development, something where you can watch. Are there 7 seasons of Deep Space Nine as well? Where you can watch, the 6th, 7th season of Deep Space Nine and tell that it's from that season and not from season 1 or season 2, right? Just like some type of development throughout the show that makes it a little bit less sitcom, a little bit less, not sitcom, but a little bit less episodic in that way. I still want episodic plots and episodic stories, but just a little bit more connective tissue throughout the show that it feels like there's progress. Because as much as TNG has definitely changed, and if I go back and watch season 1, I'm like, whoa, this looks like a different show. That's more so on the back end, like behind the scenes stuff, right? Like the costumes, the quality of the show, the writing, but the actual characters for the most part, you know, outside of just how they look, you couldn't really tell a difference between season 5 Geordi and season 1 Geordi outside of, him not being the engineer, I guess. Bad example, because that's like the one character progression. But there's little ones in there, but I would like to see more. Lana, did you keep the letter rating? I really hope so. So we are still going to be doing the tier lists at the end of every season. So every episode will get a tier rating. For the actual whiteboards after the episode, we kept the whiteboards, but we are not limited to just the letter grades. So we write basically whatever we want to surmise how we feel about that episode. It could be a grade. There have been times this season already, just as a little sneak peek, where we've put an S or an A or banger on the whiteboard, but that's not always the case. Sometimes we'll put, think of like almost like a news article headline, or like just a short 1 to 5 words of how we feel about the episode. And the reason we did that is just because twofold. One, didn't want to get locked in, didn't want it to get repetitive or dry. And two, ourselves as well as the audience was getting pretty brain rotted with tier grades, obsessing over the tier grades. The only thing that mattered in the videos was the tier grades. So we'll give them when we feel it's appropriate in the episode, but we don't want to be locked into just that. So we did make that change. I think it's going pretty good so far in terms of my personal enjoyment. Not everybody on the Patreon has loved it, but it is what it is. TC, hey Josh, you'll never guess what I'm waiting for in the mail. You're right, I won't guess. Your tax return? I don't know. Let me know. Josh, do you want to take a minute to readdress, and lay out the spoiler policy? Yeah, I guess I'll just say real quick. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but basically, the way I like to think of it is act as if wherever we are in our journey, that's where we are in terms of things being released. So I understand excitement from people who have seen the stuff that's coming, but we basically want to act as if we're watching it while it's releasing. So we don't want to know anything beyond what we've seen. Right now, episode 8 is the last one that was posted, uncut on Patreon of Star Trek Season 6, TNG. So in theory, going by that, I wouldn't want you guys putting anything in here about episode 9. I would basically want episode 9 to, as far as everyone is concerned, not exist. So that's the best way I think to think about it. If you're writing a comment on our YouTube video or on the chat here or over on Patreon, you just think to yourself, is any of this information something I would only know because of the stuff created after this? If the answer is yes, don't put that in your comment or your message. I think that's the best way to decipher that. I understand excitement. I understand, all those things. I think that's the best way to avoid putting a spoiler in your comment. Now, there are some people that just don't care. Some people are going to put in whatever they're going to put in because their comment is more about the satisfaction for themselves. Like, they don't even think we're going to read it. So, for those people, I would say we do read it. And to be honest, would it be the safe choice for us to completely cut off reading all comments? Yes, but I don't want to do that. Alex has done that, but for different reasons, his mental health. but for me, I don't want to cut myself off from the community like that. So, as far as it doesn't get too crazy, I'm still going to be, when you type your comment in our video or in the chat or wherever you're putting it, I'm probably going to see it. So just keep that in mind. Will you continue Dark Place? 100% yes. Horror Gallery has been put on a little bit of a short hiatus in terms of recording. You've seen occasional Horror Gallery videos come to YouTube. But as far as recording new content, bit of a hiatus because we introduced direct movie reaction requests as our top tier on Patreon, and that blew out of the water my expectations of how many we would get. So we really have to get through those. Everything that's not Star Trek has basically been put behind the priority of getting those movies done. Once we get those done, I think we have 7 left to watch. Then we'll start going back to Horror Gallery, and the first 2 things we're going to be recording is Tales from the Crypt and Dark Place. And basically the way that we're tackling it is from a batch recording style. So for example, we're going to watch 8 episodes of Tales from the Crypt in one recording, and then we have that batch, so basically for 4 to 6 months we're good. Now we'll return to that show for more episodes, but we're just going to do it in batches. So we're going to do it for Tales from the Crypt, Twilight Zone 60s, Twilight Zone 80s, all those shows that you saw in that original rollout back in the Halloween season. The Outer Limits from the 60s. We're going to throw in Freddy's Nightmares as well, Friday the 13th, the series. All of those we're going to watch in batch recordings over the summer. And starting in the summer, you're going to start to see those come out individually, not in batches, but individually on YouTube. Over on Patreon, it might get released in more batch style. I haven't decided yet. And then once we've gotten through those, that'll also give us more time for movie reactions as well for the Horror Gallery. We've only done a few, but I already have a list of probably half a dozen that I absolutely want to get in, before this Halloween season. So that is coming for sure. Harry Pothead, what is the lead time between recording an episode and us being able to see it on Patreon? It really depends. So right now, episode 8 was posted. So last Thursday, we watched episodes 7, 8, and 9. And then last Sunday, 7 got posted. Today, 8 got posted. This upcoming Sunday, 9 will be posted. Today, we're watching 10 and 11. That will be posted next Thursday. Next week, we're watching Deep Space Nine. That'll be posted the following Thursday. So roughly a week right now. But the more we are able to the goal is to be pretty far ahead. So like earlier in the season, we were pretty far ahead, but then because of scheduling, we got a little bit closer to that. But that's the good thing about being ahead is we have the space, the flexibility to eat into our lead. But roughly about a week or two, I would say, is the lead time for Patreon. And then right now for YouTube, we are way ahead. But that's again good because it gives me time to edit. It gives me time to make sure everything's good. I'm not just lazily putting out the content. I want it to be good. So that's good as well. Thank you so much, Long Hill Andy, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Just got home. Do you still fancy doing another ChatGPT RPG episode? Have you looked at Star Trek Adventures RPG books? So I haven't looked at any actual Star Trek RPG stuff, other than just like pictures and links and stuff I've been sent. But I haven't really looked into it. That would be awesome to actually run a legit Star Trek RPG like here on the stream somehow. Maybe I could even grab like a few bridge crew members who were interested in that, and maybe like I could DM that or something. I'd have to look into it. But as far as the ChatGPT RPG episode, if you were here for that last stream, it's still publicly available if you want to go watch it. We started the story of Lana 69 in the TOS era, an android. And that was a lot of fun. So I definitely do think we'll return to that at some point. Probably on those Saturday streams. That would make more sense when I have time. But you know, the performance of that stream didn't do as well. Partly it could be because it was just a Saturday morning, but also it could be because of that the type of content isn't as widespread as just me coming on here and saying hey and talking to everybody. So I don't know, but I do definitely want to do more. It was a fun time. Wonder Boy said that was a fun stream. All right, yeah, appreciate it. Can you explain how the tier list polls work? Will they be alongside the YouTube upload, right? So they won't be read out? So, yeah, so the morning that the YouTube video will be posted, so for example, the 21st, a week from Monday, episode 1 of season 6 will be posted to YouTube. So that morning, early in the morning for Eastern time, so around typically when the uncuts and everything get posted, around 8 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern, I will post that tier list to the Patreon for everybody, all members, including free members. And then when I post the YouTube video, we'll put the link there for that tier list. So then everybody, again, as long as you just sign up to the Patreon, even as a free member, no credit card or anything required, you can vote on those tier lists. So that's how that'll work. And then we will use those tier lists to then create the patron tier list at the end of the season when we do our tier list. Now, I still have to post for Season 5's tier list, so that is still coming for the patrons. That'll be posted just as like a community post. And if you don't have community posts turned on, I know some people on YouTube, like if you go to your subscriptions feed, you can have it as video only, but we are pretty active in the community posts. So if it's not in your subscription feed and it's not popping up on your homepage, maybe just go to our YouTube channel and go to the community tab. I don't know if it's called community tab anymore or posts tab. I'm not sure, but we're pretty active there. That's where I'll post the patron tier list as well. I gotta get doing that. So thank you, Empire Jeff, for the super chat. Denise Crosby hosted Trekkies and Trekkies 2. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. That's definitely something we've been again requested to watch before. So. Now that you've seen Time Zero 2, has your opinion of Part 1 improved? No. Wrestling with Gaming said, I'd be shocked if the RPG books don't have some type of spoilers. Yeah, were there any RPG books that were published before 1992? That would be good to know. I thought I saw someone put in it might have been the Bridge Crew Discord, one that was before that, before where we are watching, but I'm not sure. All right, we just got a number of new members to the Patreon. Thank you guys so much. So I'm going to give everyone a shout out here for signing up, and then I got to edit our goals. So we got Ian Arthur just became an audience member. M, just the letter M, became a member. It looks like an annual member. So thank you very much for the annual subscription. So they got that 15% off. Rogue Knight was already a Patreon member. They just edited from our $5 membership, which isn't even available anymore. They were a legacy member. They upgraded all the way to an annual target demographic. So thank you so much for the annual subscription, and that's 2 times towards the goal. So thank you. Chris B new $10 member, new audience member. And Matt Moylan, thank you so much, new audience member. So let me get this added up here. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 5 new towards the goal. So I'll get that updated. Boom. Look at that. Gains. So now we are only 161 away from 3 a week. And someone did ask, I thought it was a good question, but I hadn't really, not that I hadn't thought about it, but it was something no one had ever asked before about this, so I thought it was funny. They said, what happens if you get to 1,000, but we're kind of like hovering at that 1,000, and we start doing 3 a week, and then it dips below, or are we going to go right back to 2 a week? And the answer on that is no. So for the most part, let's say we hit 1,000, because as soon as we hit 1,000, I'm going to, it's going to kick into 3 a week. Let's say we get up to like 1,001, 1,002, and then after a few weeks, if people are always canceling, it is what it is. It's totally understandable. People are canceling, people are joining. We've only had 1 month, 1 or 2 months ever in the history of our Patreon where we've had a net loss for that month, and that's only if you go by calendar month. We've never had a rolling 30-day loss. But there have been calendar months, just because of the schedule of when people canceled and joined and everything, that there was sometimes a loss. But even those losses it was single digits. So unless something major were to happen that breaks that trend, we would not be going back down to 2. So what I mean by that is, if there's a random day where we were to dip to 999 or 998, I would not, cut it off and go back to 2. But if one day we, pissed everybody off and we went down to 600 members, then we would probably then at that point go back to 2. But I don't know what that exact number would be where I would make that choice. But obviously, the point of this goal, again, was for me to be able to afford to dedicate the time to the channel to do this. So it would eventually play a part. But it's not something where we're going to be jumping back and forth, hovering around the 1,000. So I set the goal to build in enough of that room to where that's not an issue. So if that was a hesitancy of anybody, like, oh, I'll wait till they hit the 1,000, then I'll jump in, like, that's not the case. Thank you again, Long Hill Andy, for another super chat. 8-ounce sirloin for dinner. How do you like your steaks? I hate having a generic take, but when it comes to steak, I think I have the most generic take because I get a medium steak. I'm not dangerous. I'm not I'm not bold enough to do a medium rare, but I'm also not, I'm not getting it medium well or well done. I go right down the middle, medium. But to be fair, I think a lot of restaurants undercook steaks. So when I say medium, a lot of times it does come back pretty red, but that's what I go with. Maybe one day I'll be bold enough to go medium rare, but not there yet. Harry Potter said, waiting for you to start Deep Space Nine is the closest thing to feeling like a kid waiting for Christmas I've felt since I was 10. Well, thank you, Harry. Don't think that's a question, but I appreciate it. You put the Q in front of it, but but I appreciate that. That's wild that somebody is that excited for it, so thank you. Tom, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for the best reaction channel anywhere. Wow. That's an amazing thing for someone to say. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Harry Pothead also said, I'm a Patreon subscriber, but I prefer watching on YouTube. I hate Patreon's user interface. I totally get that. I think they have made improvements in the last 6 months to a year with their video, but I totally get that, and that's why a few months ago, I know you know this, Harry, but for anyone that doesn't, we did start, again, posting all of our video content on YouTube as well, on a separate channel, unlisted. So people that prefer to watch on YouTube can watch on YouTube. The only time we can't is when there's a copyright issue, like, whatever the case, maybe we didn't wear our earphones that day and the audio gets picked up, something happens. But for the most part, everything's on YouTube as well. Unlisted, obviously. Thank you guys for the super chats. Who is your favorite character in Star Trek so far? This is from Jay Aldridge. And what are you looking forward to in TNG Season 6 and DS9 Season 1? Well, DS9, I said this earlier, but in case you missed it, we have a full video of what we're looking for coming very soon to YouTube. It's already on Patreon, so look out for that. TNG Season 6, we're already 9 episodes in as far as watching it. But I'm just looking forward to, I've said this in some of those episodes already, so patrons have probably heard this, but at this point, we're in season 6. There's only 2 seasons left. I know they didn't know that at the time, but I'm just looking forward to just having fun with these characters that I now love. I've spent, what is it, 130-ish episodes with them up to this point. And I'm just excited to be a little bit more episodic, a little bit more goofy, a little bit more low stakes. Not low stakes in a boring way, like Imaginary Friend, but low stakes in just like fun holodeck episodes or fun ideas, taking risks. And no spoilers, but through 9 episodes, I think they have done that so far. The feel in season 6 is basically exactly what I would have wanted, so I hope that continues. A lot of people have said that they actually like the second half of season 6 more. So if that's the case, hopefully I do as well, but I've enjoyed it so far. DS9 Season 1, only thing I'll say is what I've already said. There is a full video coming on it, but I just don't want it to be Diet Star Trek. I don't want it to be TNG Light or TOS Light. I just want every iteration of Star Trek to be its own thing while still feeling like Star Trek. I think Next Generation nailed that 100%, so I hope DS9 can as well. Tom, again, thank you again for the super chat. Sorry, I meant to hand over more than $1.99 that last time. Here's the rest. Appreciate that. Nothing wrong with $1.99, but appreciate that. Sixto said medium like God intended. Okay, so we got someone that agrees with my steak take. Looks like we got another update here for the Patreon. Gay Clevin Lundstrom, they were already a patron, but went from their $5 legacy membership to the $10 to go towards the goal. Thank you so much. Chris Wyotik, I hope I got that close. A new member, thank you as well. It looks like that's a target demographic tier member. And Nagla Ferris, another audience member. Thank you so much, guys. To get this update, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, because the target demographic counts for 2. Boom. If we could get over 850 by the time I end the stream here in a little bit, that would be amazing. All right. Have I gotten all the super chats? I don't want to miss any. I think I got them all. I'm trying to mark them all with a heart so I know I read them. W newcomers. Yeah, let's put a W in the chat for all newcomers. Appreciate it. And the upgrades. And the upgrades as well. Low stakes like the bonding. Come on, Steve. Come on. He's trying to trigger me. One of the only episodes that literally starts off with a death. Fedor, I think if you guys were just everyday reactors, I wouldn't be that excited about DS9, but I love how much you discuss, all caps, discuss things and put your own opinions and criticize things. I really appreciate that, and yeah, trust me, there have been times where, just from a time perspective and how long it takes to record things, there are times where it's like, man, should we really cut back on the in-depthness of it and just blast out these episodes? And there are those out there who would love that. Or even just going back to the TOS style of doing the reaction and then just staying where we are in the chairs and doing 5 to 10 minutes of discussion. But for Star Trek specifically, I don't think we could ever go back to that. It's just we get too much enjoyment out of it, and I think there's a lot of people such as yourself, Fedor, that enjoy it a lot too and say that that's the reason they prefer, our channel, and I would not want to take that away. So I'm glad we made that choice going into TNG to do the episodic discussions more fleshed out. It definitely hasn't taken the exact form of what my initial vision was, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. I wanted the reaction and discussion on the YouTube side to end up being more melded into one, but I understand that that's not what everyone's looking for, and it didn't work out the exact way of my vision. So, but I still think, putting them in the same video. So then I went the complete other way when that wasn't working to separate them completely, you know, and then we had those seasons on YouTube of different videos, reaction and discussion, and then even getting to the point of doing the reaction, discussion, and patron takes, right? But then, you know, going into season 4, and since we started season 4, I feel like this has been the best format of all in one video, but in separate chunks, and people can watch what they want. I think it's been the best iteration of this journey so far, and you know, you don't know what you don't know until you do it, but boy, do I, you know, of course, in hindsight, I just wish we could have been starting from TOS episode 1 in this format. You know, it's just not possible the way things worked out and how, you know, we started virtually, all those things, but I know that there's that segment of our audience that's nostalgic, you know, for that virtual era and the TOS, you know, not just watching TOS, I'm not talking about the show material, but in terms of our format. But I really like where we are now. Harry said, "Do you have any fears or concerns of what you may see in Deep Space Nine that you don't want?" That's a good question. Trying to think. I don't want. Well, I think on that we got Andreas Schmidt just became an audience member. Justin B just edited. They were already Justin was already an annual member, and they just went up to the new target demographic tier. So that'll add more towards the goal. So I'll upgrade it again. Thank you guys. Did we get a new super chat? It looks like we did. Another one from Long Hill Andy. Andy, man, appreciate it. Andy, are you all right? I know you're on the Patreon, so I hope you're already at the higher tier, you know, instead of these super chats, but I appreciate it either way. Maybe you are already in that higher tier. I'm still, oh, he says it right here. I'm still on Legacy. I feel bad I can't upgrade. It's just not in my budget right now, hence the super chats to make up for it. That's an interesting way to put it, I guess. Okay. Well, I appreciate it either way. But I mean, the legacy tiers, for anyone that doesn't know, so our original tiers were $5 and $10 when we started, and it was for the first 2 years, over 2 years of our Patreon. And you know, the people that were signing up, if you're one of those people and you're here watching, I mean, you can attest to it. You know, you signed up for our Patreon and decided to support us when that Patreon had nothing on it, and you know that it was just supporting us, and then the content obviously came afterwards, and we're greatly appreciative of that. So when we redid our tiers, now that we have, you know, over 200 reactions on there, over 50 non-Star Trek movie reactions on there, literally hundreds of hours of content, we decided to redo our tiers, and you know, they are at a higher price, and we wanted to make sure for those people that were on those old ones that you could be grandfathered in. So for those legacy members, I totally understand staying where you're at, you know, at the $5, $10, wherever you're at. The $10 one does count, you know, as one member towards this goal. The $5 ones do not count towards the goal, but it's still, you know, greatly appreciated. And if I was the legacy member, I wouldn't want to upgrade unless there was something that was really attractive to me about upgrading. So I totally get it. I appreciate it. And I think there's about a little over 500 left of the $5 legacy members. So it's not a small chunk. It's not a small group of people. You know, it's still the most filled tier of our Patreon of those legacy members. Now, with that being said, the new audience member tier is catching up, especially in the last few weeks. It might eventually surpass it, but we appreciate the people that have been there, you know, that long. I mean, if you guys watching our YouTube videos, the credits that come up, you know, for the people that have been there on the target demographic tier, you know, a year or more, there's more of those now than the first year. So that's just a testament to, you know, the longevity of our patrons. It's amazing. And we appreciate that. And everyone's going to cancel on the same day when we finish TNG. It's going to be awesome. No, please don't. They will cancel after DS9. That could also happen, yeah. But we could an asteroid could hit the Earth tomorrow. So, I don't really think about that. Everyone could shoot off their nukes later tonight. I hope that doesn't happen, but it could, right? Got a couple people in here mentioning BSG after I just said that about canceling. Yeah, Battlestar Galactica. I mean, look, I have the full series box set behind me. I'm not going to speak for Alex, but as far as myself, it's definitely when it comes to the list of shows I plan on watching once we get to that point of Star Trek that Star Trek's not hitting as much. You know, Battlestar Galactica's not low on the list. Like we already watched the first season. We watched the original. I mean, even just watching the original Battlestar Galactica, I think puts us in a separate category than a lot of people who are reacting to the new one. Kind of similar to how we watched all of TOS. I think that's kind of our big gimmick. Typically, when we go to watch a show, we make sure to start from the very beginning. So that alone puts it higher up. Now, the whole experience of the reception to us watching the first season, that does hamper it, but it's definitely not off the table. And then Stargate, let me try to list every show that is like what I would call a win and not if of being reacted to on the channel. I would say Stargate SG-1, Farscape, The X-Files. I know I'm missing one other big one. Oh, I'd probably throw Sliders in there just because Sliders is a shorter series and we got it sent to us. One of the first things we got sent to us in our PO box. So Sliders is on there. Space 1999. Maybe I don't know if we'll watch all of it, but that's in there because we were sent that. Azuban, loving your videos. Thank you. No, thank you. Griffith. It looks like we just got 2 super chats from Griffith. Thank you. I will be here for all of DS9 and Stargate if you do that. Would also stay a patron for Orville and Sliders. Orville, yeah, I would just count Orville. From what I know about it, I would basically just count that as part of our Star Trek journey. Like, you can basically just assume when we get to that point in release order, we will watch Orville. Because from what I understand, it's essentially just Seth MacFarlane made an unofficial Star Trek show. So, I love Family Guy. I love American Dad. I'm a big fan of Seth MacFarlane. Don't love everything that he's ever made, but if that's if it's basically like that type of humor, but Star Trek, that'd be hilarious. Oh, sorry, Steve. Babylon 5. Yeah, that's a show. uh, gotta love busting the chops of Babylon 5. I'm mad because you said the bonding was mid. Yeah. How about Phil? I see Phil still in here. Phil was telling us about he's in the bridge crew and was telling us about his ratings of all the episodes. What'd you say the bonding was, Phil? Like 139 or something? Fedor, a one-off TNG episode you run a sequel to in these final 2 seasons. It's a good question. It's interesting to do like a straight up sequel to an episode. I'd say probably the only ones we've gotten so far are the Leah Brahms one. Galaxy's Child was basically a sequel to Booby Trap. I know I'm probably missing a few others that you could count as a sequel. Not a part 1, part 2, but a later on sequel. That's a tough one. I'm trying to think of a good one that could really use it. I'll say this one because I know we don't get it. A sequel to Conspiracy, a straight up sequel to that. That would be interesting with those creatures. I know we don't get that though. Um Maybe another sequel to The Defector, just to see Jorok again. That could work. Yeah. Witcher Joker, thank you for the super chat. Still mad about Star Trek 6, but can't stay away for DS9. What's the phrase? I can't think of the right phrase, but basically, everyone returns home eventually. Pedro, Josh, please react to some Brazilian movies. Your channel's going to grow so much because Brazilians love gringos reacting to Brazilian art. Please. I can recommend a lot of movies. Please. Am I a gringo? I don't know what a gringo is. Oh, Jirok died! Oh shit, I forgot about that. He killed himself in Minecraft. Oh, damn, I forgot about that. Man, that ending. I'm getting PTSD now of that ending. I think I had suppressed it in my brain. Damn. Okay, with his daughter then. Ixion. Have you seen the show Lex, an iconic Canadian German sci-fi show from the 90s? Well, thank you so much for the super chat. No, I've never heard of Lex. It sounds interesting. Canadian German sci-fi show. Griffith, have you guys watched Avatar The Last Airbender? No, neither of us have seen Avatar. I'm obviously culturally aware of it. I grew up when it was super popular. As far as anime reactions, I've talked about it before. I feel like anime is so disconnected that it would almost need its own channel or something. I don't know if it would work very much on this channel. Plus, most anime series, I know Avatar is a little bit shorter because it was like a Nickelodeon show, but so many of them have so many episodes that it'd be hard to commit to. I know Bunny Tails watches anime as well, I think, but I don't know. I'm a Dragon Ball Z guy. That's really all I've ever gotten into, and I really like My Hero. But I'm not caught up on My Hero. I've only seen the first 2.5 seasons. Josh not knowing what a gringo is the most gringo thing. Wait a minute. Hold up. It's a slang for a white guy. Oh, okay. I am white. I am YT, as the kids say. Did I miss any super chats? Think we're good. All right, quick update on the Patreon. We got Christopher Martin just became a target demographic tier patron. Thank you very much. And then we have Exorcist. Just became an annual member of the, looks like, audience member tier. Thank you so much. Let me get this updated. And we're almost there to 850. That would be awesome. So target demographic is going to be 2 times towards the goal, and then so that'll be 3 overall. So we are at 848. Also, this is kind of irrelevant, but Patreon just rolled out. They're rolling out a new homepage. I'm a not to brag, but I am a I am a Patreon and what they call ambassador. Um, so that I get to do a few cool things with that. But basically, I was invited into this program, and we get to test out a lot of stuff, and it's really cool. I'm very appreciative of that. But these new homepages they're rolling out, they gave us one, so I think it looks pretty cool. But only half they're doing a testing thing. So right now it's a 50-50 shot if your Patreon account, like when you're logged into a Patreon account, if you'll see the new homepage or the old one. So the old one is logo in the middle, Alex and I photoshopped on either side. This new one, I made our logo, and then it blends into Alex and myself sitting in the discussion chairs. And then just the whole layout of the page looks a lot sleeker, a lot better. I really like it. So hopefully that'll roll out to everyone eventually. Yeah, big dubs for newbies and re-uppers. Based. W in the chat for everyone signing up. Long Hill Andy, again, thank you. Since you're into D&D, Legend of Vox Machina anime, I've heard a lot about Legend of Vox. Is it Machina? Machina? I don't know how to pronounce it. I also have some relatives that have watched it and recommended it. I think it's on Netflix, right? So I'd be down to watch that because I don't think there's that many episodes. Oh, here's a good one. We got Josh Allen is God. Go Bills. Just became an audience member. Thank you very much. Josh Allen is God. That puts us at 849. Josh is a spy. What does that mean? A spy for who? Have you seen Batman the Animated Series? Not in full or anything. I've seen one-off episodes here or there growing up. Same with Batman Beyond, one-off episodes. I have, however, seen Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Is that what that movie's called? Part 1 and 2. And then the Batman Beyond movie, Return of the Joker. All of which are amazing films, and Mask of the Phantasm is my favorite Batman film of all time, animated or live action. So really love those. Mark Hamill is my favorite Joker, absolutely. But even though I haven't seen the shows all the way through, I do love those movies. I would love to watch the show eventually. I also own the entire Adam West Batman series on Blu-ray, but have not seen any of it. I bought it years ago because I love the Batman movie with Adam West, the OG Batman film. I even have it. I have the film on Blu-ray, but I also have it here in VHS as well, the special edition. Love this movie. I don't think Alex has seen the movie, so I've wanted to show him this as a making my friend watch at some point. I also do know that the actor who played Harry Mudd in TOS is in the Batman series. So if we ever watch an episode, we'll probably watch that one. But as far as the animated series, no, I have not. What, are people still talking about the Gringo thing, Steve? Is that why? Red Hood is good. Yeah, I've heard about Red Hood, yeah. Badger said, "Sorry if it's been asked. Where are you in the Bridge Crew movie watch?" Yeah, that's a good question. So I'll go through the whole list for everyone here. So I'll start with movies that are already available on Patreon, and then movies we've watched but haven't been posted, and then what's still left to watch. So already on Patreon, available right now, our full and cut reaction. Is Thank You for Smoking, Conan the Barbarian, The Color Purple, Field of Dreams, Ravenous, The Poseidon Adventure with, rest in peace, Gene Hackman, Blood of Heroes. All of those are already available over on the Patreon. Going up this weekend, hopefully, scheduled for this weekend, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Oh, also Hot Fuzz is already available on the Patreon. That one already went up. And then here's the list of movies that we have already watched but are not posted yet, but will be coming in the coming weeks. Excalibur from 1981. Crazy cast in that movie. The Changeling from 1980. Watership Down. The Black Hole. And so those have all been watched, and we're going to post those in the coming weeks. Here's what's left as far as what's been requested from the Bridge Crew. Defending, and this is in the generic order of where we're watching them, not spot on, because some movies are longer than others, they have to get moved around, but basically, in theory, the order we're watching them in. Defending Your Life from 1991. Moulin Rouge, that's Badger's pick, who asked. The Quiet Earth. Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. The Old Guard. In Bruges from 2008. And finally, this one, a lot of anticipation from myself and Alex. I know we'll be excited for this one. The 3-hour film, RRR. That's the last one we have on the list. So we actually have a number of Bridge Crew members who are annual members and never submitted a movie. I sent a message in the Discord the other day, like, hey, can you tell me your movie? You never gave it to me. No one said anything. So, don't know what that's about, but that's the list we have so far. I'm guessing it's just people who joined annually just mainly to support us and, aren't going to do that unless I reach out to them and personally bug them about it, but I don't know the extent at which I'll do that yet. We are just one member away from being at 850 out of 1,000 for our goal. 3 episodes of Star Trek per week here on YouTube and over on Patreon. Thank you guys so much that have joined or upgraded during this stream. That's awesome. I'm going to be taking a quick break here. I will be back in a few minutes. But before I take the quick break, I just want to make sure I did not miss any super chats. Doesn't look like I did. Okay. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in probably around 5 minutes or so. And then we'll go for a little bit longer until Alex is scheduled to get here at 4 p.m. I don't know if I'll still be streaming or not by that time. That depends on you guys, if how many of you guys are still here. And then if we are still going, then he can join in once he gets here. But I will be back in just a few minutes. Before I go, Maddie J, thank you for the super chat. Suzy Plaxon as Kalar. Is anyone more likable? Probably not. I'd probably agree that has to be the most likable character. So, yeah, good opinion. All right, I'll be back, guys, in just a little bit. And one more time before I go. The goal. TNG 6, if you're a new member, audience member tier. 6% off your first month. Okay, I'll be back.
Another night, screens aglow. Next episode, here we go. Heated debates, sparked by page-run takes. Hit play, say less. Can this episode deliver an S? TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so. 3 years deep, no signs of slowing. Warp drives hot, our passions glowing. Hit play again, let's see what's new. We must see this journey through. TNG Season 6, how good is the show? TNG Season 6, only one way to know. Make it so. Another night, screens aglow. Next episode, here we go. Heated debates, sparked by page run takes. Hit play, say less. Can this episode deliver an S? TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so. 3 years deep, no signs of slowing. Warp drives hot, our passions glowing. Hit play again, let's see what's new. We must see this journey through. TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so. Another night, screens aglow. Next episode, here we go. Heated debates, sparked by page run takes. Hit play, say less. Can this episode deliver an S? TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so. 3 years deep, no signs of slowing. Warp drives hot, our passions glowing. Hit play again, let's see what's new. We must see this journey through. TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so. Another night, screens aglow. Next episode, here we go. Heated debates, sparked by page run takes. Hit play, say less. Can this episode deliver an S? TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so. 3 years deep, no signs of slowing. Warp drives hot, our passions glowing. Hit play again, let's see what's new. We must see this journey through. TNG Season 6. How good is the show? TNG Season 6. Only one way to know. Make it so.
All right, what's up? Thank you for being patient there. Looks like most of you are still here. I'll give another second. I'm sure some people probably exited out and they're going to come back in a few minutes. And some are gone for good. That's just how it is. I wanted to say thank you to, let's see here, Mesa TV got a $2 super chat while I was gone. Thank you very much. And then also Phil, I saw, I think, said if you were to request a movie, it'd be Kung Pao Enter the Fist. We've already seen it. So you'd have to re-look at what you would want to request. But I thought it would be pretty fun, since people were talking about the movies, to show what actually is available right now on the Patreon when it comes to movies. So I have it pulled up here. We can just go through it real quick. I thought it'd be fun. So going all the way back, you see we have 57 movies total. Going all the way back to when we first opened the Patreon, July of 2022. Galaxy Quest. This was a subscriber special, was voted on by the YouTube audience when we hit 2,000 subscribers. Pretty crazy, right? That was back in July, and then we started a series, no longer do this, unfortunately, but we started a series called Our Favorite Movies, basically where we would just, this was for me and Alex to watch whatever we wanted, whether one of us had watched it or we both have, usually both had. But we watched one of Alex's favorite movies, The Thing from 1982. And then The Day the Earth Stood Still. This was the first movie reaction that the people on Patreon voted for. So we watched that. And these are all uncut reactions. So these are all, you got to sync up your own copy and watch the full thing with us. We did the original War of the Worlds from 1953. Christmas of 2022. And then we did, a few days later, our favorite movies, Whiplash. Love that movie. Uncut reactions, Serenity Firefly. This was the first one this was a YouTube thing, but we did the Firefly movie, the edited version. Did go to YouTube for that. Airplane. A lot of people don't know we did this one. This is one that we had kind of already seen through pop culture osmosis, but not like the whole thing in full that we remembered. So that was a good time. Babylon 5, we watched that pilot movie. That's edited here on YouTube as well. That was part of Pilot Month in 2023. Let's see. No, we don't have plans to post any of these to YouTube as of right now, except for the ones that have already been posted. Maybe one day, but as of right now, I mean, obviously this was over 2 years ago, so we would have posted it if we had plans to. But maybe one day. Then we had Enemy Mine. This was another Our Favorite Movies. This is a movie Alex and I originally saw in high school together. Randomly rented it when Blockbuster was still open, and both loved it. So one of the first movies we kind of bonded over as friends. And then rewatched it because a lot of people recommended it, not knowing we had already seen it. Rewatched it. That was a good time. Logan's Run was our next subscriber special. 5,000 voted on Logan's Run. So this is also edited on YouTube. Omega Man, one of the most slept on movies we've done, I think. Really liked Omega Man. A retelling, an adaptation of I Am Legend, I believe. Then you get into the Star Trek movies, so we stopped doing other movies for a little while as we got into the 4 Star Trek movies. And then we introduced Audience Cut. So if you guys remember Audience Cut, it's still kind of around here and there, but in its initial form, we watched the movies for Patreon and then discussed them for YouTube. We did that for a while. So we did Apollo 13. This one was not audience cut. This was just because we were going to do Dr. Sleep. So we did The Shining, which we had both already seen. It was more of a commentary. 12 Angry Men. Alex discovered one of his favorite movies through the patrons picking this one. Then we followed up The Shining with Dr. Sleep. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. That was a hilarious one for Christmas. Fifth Element was our 10,000 subscriber special. This was the last subscriber special we did. The next one will be at 20,000, so we still have a little ways to go. Did that one. Last Starfighter, that was a fun one. Total Recall, Stargate, the original Stargate film, Predestination, and then Crimson Tide. I think this is where Audience Cut, or no, because we had The Abyss as well. I'm trying to think where Audience Cut kind of ended. I think The Abyss was the last one we watched and did an Audience Cut for. And then you had Star Trek V in there as well. We watched Demolition Man live. It was a live reaction hangout. That was a lot of fun. We did do an Audience Cut discussion for that too. And then we all know the infamous Hunt for Red October. If you're not aware of this, this was a live stream watch we did. Did not go well, and it kind of killed watching anything live on the channel in a reaction format. It also killed patrons voting for movies for us to watch, and essentially killed Audience Cut because we did not want to record one for this. So we kind of just scrapped the whole idea and started over. Great times, great times. And then we started our movie reaction lottery. So we went from the Audience Cut voting to a lottery system, and Tombstone was the first winner. Then we did The Godfather. Oh, by the way, rest in peace to Val Kilmer. Contact, this is one that might come to YouTube because there was a vote recently and this won the vote on YouTube. So that might eventually come to YouTube. Inner Space, this was another low-key fun one. The Night Stalker, you guys, you would have seen this in the horror gallery. Master and Commander, we decided to put this on YouTube, edited as well, so that's available on YouTube. The Baby was the first time we ever just threw a full uncut reaction on YouTube, so you can actually watch this movie along with us on YouTube. Anyone can. And it was a freaking wild movie. I still want to maybe edit it one day, but we'll see if I have the time. But the uncut is available for everybody on YouTube. And then, of course, we started our Superman series. This actually started out as a movie lottery, so the first one was for the movie lottery, but after this, we started editing them for YouTube. They Live was our Halloween special last year. The first Superman movie is edited for our Patreon, not on YouTube, though. And then we did Ben-Hur. That was something. That was very long. As you can see, 4-hour video. So you can probably guess how we felt about that. The edited version, we also did an edited version of this. The horror gallery, we did Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then we have the Bridge Crew movies. So now as we get into the Bridge Crew movies, these are the direct requests I talked about earlier. So then you have Thank You for Smoking. We did A Christmas Carol for our Christmas special this year, the one with Patrick Stewart. And then we did all the movies I talked about from the Bridge Crew, as well as Superman 2 for our Superman series, Star Trek 6. Obviously, you all know how that went. Paper Moon was a good one we watched recently, a child performance we enjoyed. Youngest Oscar winner of all time in that one. And then we also did Flash Gordon recently for our last movie reaction lottery. Movie reaction lottery is coming back. There'll be a lot more people in it now. From all the people, it is a benefit of the target demographic tier on Patreon. So a lot of people will be in the next one. That will be coming soon. And then Superman 3 posted a couple weeks ago as well. So that's all the movies available right now to watch in full with us on our Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, I'll check real quick if we've gotten any closer to the goal. We did. Buster B just became an audience member. Thank you very much, Buster B. And that officially puts us at 850 members. 150 away from 3 Star Trek episodes a week on Patreon uncut and edited for YouTube. Love to see it. Gotta love to see it. So much content, so many terabytes. Yeah, several terabytes of content, for sure. Can we get there in time for DS9 Uncut next week? That would be incredible. That's actually in 2 weeks, though. 2 weeks from today will be the pilot of DS9. Next week will be TNG still. But if we could get there, I mean, DS9, I said when I introduced the goal back in November, DS9 would be a natural point, to ideally hit this goal and go up to 3 a week. So it's looking like we might have a chance. You're saying there's a chance. But if not, obviously, whenever we hit it, is fine. We'll move up whenever we hit it. But right now, we do Sundays and Thursdays on the Patreon for uncuts for Star Trek. So we'll probably do, just off the top of my head, probably either Monday or Friday. I'm trying to think of what days, because typically right now we do Tuesday for The Expanse. But that doesn't, that's only going to be going a few more weeks for this season. So, but I would probably like to keep Tuesday as that spot for whatever the Bridge Crew exclusive series is. So we'd probably either do Monday or Friday for the additional episode on Patreon. And then for YouTube, like I said, right now it'll be Monday, Wednesday moving forward, but we'll add in Thursday when we hit that goal. Let's Play video of Star Trek 25th Anniversary, the video game. Yeah, I talked about video games before. I don't really have the technical setup, but if I can get there, that's definitely one of the things near the top of the list. Not just that video game, but just retro Star Trek video games that released, 1992 and before are definitely on that list. Did you enjoy Tombstone? I liked it more than Alex, which was a shocker because Alex is a fan generally of the Western genre more than me. I've barely ever seen any Western film in full. And so Tombstone was a completely new experience for me that I don't want to say I wasn't looking forward to, but I was, like, okay, we'll see if this is for me. And I actually really did enjoy it on a character level and a acting performance level. Alex didn't like it as much as me, unfortunately. He didn't, actively hate it. It wasn't really his thing. I did enjoy it, though. The roast of William Shatner. I mean, yeah, I guess. Is that something that's even, reaction material worthy? A roast? I don't like roasts. He's a steak man. Well, here's the thing. I do really like pot roast. See, if you get me started on food takes, see, this is dangerous, as you could probably guess from my stature. I could go on food takes all day. It's risky to get me going. I do really like pot roast, but here's a hot take I think it's a hot take. I cannot eat prime rib. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Prime rib to me looks like if I was a vegetarian and I was disgusted by eating meat, I would think of someone eating prime rib. It's just I can't do it. Love steak, love red meat, love burgers, love, really all other meat. Chicken, pot roast, beef. But prime rib, I'm out. You know what I really love? I've only had 2 of before, and they was recent. Wagyu steak. I've had 2 of them. They were both delicious. Uh-oh, Brett said unsubscribe over the prime rib. Yeah, and that's why I said it's a hot take. I know my wife loves prime rib. Everyone I've never really met anyone else that doesn't, We have not yet watched the DS9 pilot. We are tonight watching TNG episode 10 and 11. And then we're going to watch the DS9 pilot next week. And for anyone new here, this goal, when we hit this goal, this is for Patreon members. When we hit this goal, we will move up to 3 episodes a week of Star Trek. Patreon and YouTube. I've been giving everyone who joins or upgrades while I'm here on stream a shout out on stream. So I put the code for 60% off your first month of our audience member tier. If you're a new member. Yeah, James, I'm getting hungry too, dude. I'm starving, so my eating schedule lately has been so off. I barely eat throughout the day, snack for like a lunch or something, and then like I don't eat dinner too late until late. It's really bad. Really bad schedule. Dr. Buttlasers, Josh and Alex food reactions here, $40 monthly. They'll eat some of that GOG, some of that gross shit Riker ate in matter of honor. Top quality content. One absolute video idea I do want to do at some point down the line is a cooking / eating video of making Star Trek foods and eating them. And I think I have, someone gifted me, or maybe I just saw it on Amazon or something. I can't remember. But a Star Trek recipe book. Obviously would have to stick to the TOS and TNG part of it. But, GOG. I know Alex already tried the Picard's Earl Grey tea, but we throw that in there because I haven't had it. A few other ones, and make a video of us not only eating it but trying to cook it. I think would be hilarious. So that's definitely down the line something I want to do. Colorful cubes, yeah, the colorful cubes from TOS. How much meat do you think is on a Tribble? I'll be honest, they look like, first glance you'd think it's almost like a meatball, right? Like you bite into it, but I'm thinking it has like a pretty thin layer between its, so you have the fur, right? And then I'm guessing it's like the skin and then just like the skeleton right underneath. I'm not guessing there's a lot of meat there. That's just my first guess. But it could have, I haven't watched it all. Maybe there's canon and eventually someone eats one and it's really meaty. I don't know. Jesse just popped in to say they can't wait until April 24th. Me either. April 24th is when Deep Space Nine hits the Patreon. First episode uncut. I'm excited as well. I haven't even watched it. I'm already excited for everyone to tell us what we missed. For anyone that's not aware, so this is a small spoiler for our reaction. Not about how we felt about anything, but episode 8 just went up today of season 6 of TNG. If you don't know what episode that is, it's Fistful of Datas. And we didn't understand or we didn't connect right away that the final shot of the episode is the Enterprise riding off into the sunset like a Western trope. We complimented that the shot was very nice, but we didn't make that connection. And in that video, in the patron takes, it gets brought up and we acknowledge that, oh, it's the Western trope of riding into the sunset. Doesn't matter. Flooded on that uncut reaction, flooded comments of everyone that not only didn't watch the full video, because I get it, some people comment while they're watching, but then also didn't read down the other few comments that had already been posted, and just repeatedly, telling us what that shot is. So, gotta love it. I gotta love it. It was radiation. The Enterprise D was blind. Yeah, 100%. Gary, love your channel. Signed up to your Patreon just now, but like all but one US React channel, I need my own copy. Correct. You do need your own copy for the uncut reactions. That's okay. Wait, I live in the UK and my copy has extra scene. Nightmare, bro. Yeah, your copy of everything, or what are you specifically looking to watch? Are you talking about a specific reaction? But yes, you do need, and he says all but one US React channel. Yeah, essentially every React channel should be making you sync up your own copy. Channels that don't make you sync up your own copy, I'm not gonna, do you if you're a channel that does that, but that's, I'm not gonna do it. I'll just say that. Sixto, thank you so much for the super chat. Not only did the Enterprise ride into the sunset, Patrick Stewart's son was his son when Picard had a son on the sunny planet. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hey, it all becomes part of the lore, you know? It all becomes part of the TA lore. Steve said, question, just saying, another stream before the 24th, get that goal done. If it's not done by then, maybe you and Alex together on that one, or even the whole bridge crew, like our hangouts. Yeah, so the bridge crew has a private Discord where myself and Alex are in there. I am pretty interactive on the daily. Alex will pop in once in a while, and we have a monthly video hangout every month. It's a lot of fun. Sold out right now, but I'm considering once we finish these movies, eventually opening it up. But I want to talk to the bridge crew members first about that. But anyway, that's inside baseball stuff. Yeah, we'll see. The problem with me and Alex together on the stream, you know what I'm going to say, Steve. It's just the schedule, you know, because if we're doing a stream together, that means we can't record that day or half of the day or whatever it is. So if we can fit it in, I do agree it'd probably be a good idea. I was thinking maybe like a DS9 countdown type thing for YouTube, not necessarily the Patreon on but for YouTube, like maybe schedule the video where we do a live stream and then the stream goes right into the video posting on YouTube or premiering or something. That's an idea. But you know, I mean, I'm definitely not against, at least for myself, a stream on my own. I could definitely do. But in terms of me and Alex together before the 24th, I mean, that only leaves like 3 or 4 recording days, and they're already pretty stacked with what we need to do. So I don't know. But I like the idea. I love Phil. I didn't read his last message, but I read it, but I didn't read it out loud. But he keeps talking about the Bridge Crew voting. You guys are not going to go for it, but I'm nominating a series that isn't The Expanse. I'll lose. um, well, I saw you said earlier that you were going to nominate Batman. But the thing with the voting is we don't even get to nominating until we decide if we're moving on from The Expanse. So the vote will be The Expanse Season 3 or do something else. And then if it's chosen to do something else, then we would, you know, decide. You have a clock down there in the studio. I don't have like a clock on the wall or anything, if that's what you mean. I do have, you know, it's 2025. I do have my phone. But no, it's like a casino down here. There's no clock, except for the clock on the computer. We have not seen the series Fringe. That's definitely one I've heard of before. I've probably seen commercials for it back in the day when it was on, but no, I haven't watched it. Brett says, please have the bridge crew suggest some Star Trek parodies like Robot Chicken or In Living Color when you finish TNG. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm definitely, we're at some point going to watch the Futurama parody of it. But I've had people tell me, like, we were going to do it, and they're like, oh, no, there's some stuff in there, you got to wait. But the Futurama one at some point, and then, yeah. Yeah, that's basically what happens. So, yeah, he just snaps in, yeah. He walks in from off frame. Polliner. I hope that's how you say your name. Welcome. Now that you are at season 6, would you watch William Shatner's documentary Chaos on the Bridge about the problems behind the scenes? Yeah, this gets requested a lot. I'm pretty sure the final shot of TNG is in that documentary. So at the very least, we cannot watch it until after we finish TNG, and then I'll just have to have, you know, patrons and stuff, the bridge crew and stuff, you know, let us know. You know, someone will have to watch it and vet it and confirm that we're good. Multiple people will have to do that. But that's what I've heard is that the last shot of the series is in it. So Am I still here? Internet on my side just like crapped out, but I think I'm still live. That was weird. I think it's because my water fell. Why would that matter? What were we talking about? I gotta get the chat back up. Okay, I think we're good. Are any of us really here? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, JMB and Doombringer, you guys jinxed. You said the same thing. Back to back. The collective works of Jim Carrey. When you say collective works, you just mean everything he's done? What do you mean? I already love a lot of Jim Carrey stuff. The Mask, Liar Liar, Internal, what's it? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? Is that what it's called? Fun with Dick and Jane. Number 23. I have not seen, what is it? I Still Love You, Philip Morris, or something like that. I didn't see that one. That's what I said, Eternal. Marvel's Eternals. You didn't like the TNG episode he was in. No, we didn't like it because he wasn't in it. I didn't miss any super chats, did I? No, I think we're good. Okay. Take a quick check of the Patreon goal here. Make sure we're all caught up there as well. We are all caught up there. We are at 850. For anyone new here, Patreon goal when we hit 1,000, 3 episodes of Star Trek a week, uncut on Patreon and here on YouTube. So pushing for that goal. There's a code there to get 60% off your first month. TNG6 if you're a new member. Collective works of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, Alex has seen a lot of them. I know that. We just watched Conan recently. That's on the Patreon. Total Recall. That's on the Patreon. Truman Show. How could I forget Truman Show? Thank you. Yeah, Truman Show. That's a great one. What is the best Jim Carrey movie? I'm trying to think. Truman Show is a contender. Yeah, Laura Linney. I Love You, Philip Morris. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. One of the best movies you've ever seen. Wow, okay. Dumb and Dumber is one I have not seen. Not out of, I didn't want to watch it. It just missed, first of all, before my time, and I just didn't watch it growing up. So I have not seen the Dumb and Dumber movies. I'm aware of all of the memes. Again, pop culture osmosis. I've basically seen it. Ace Ventura, I've seen the original, not the sequel. Man on the Moon, the one where he plays, what's his name? Andy something? What's that guy's name? Kaufman. Thank you, Brett. Yeah, I think I watched that, I don't know, I was probably 18 when I watched that movie. I gotta watch that again. Liar Liar is based. Got Liar Liar right here on VHS. I watched this over and over again as a kid. Definitely not material for a 5-year-old. I shouldn't have been watching this, but good stuff. The sequel's better than the first movie for Ace Ventura? I always heard that it was bad. I always heard that the first one was good and the sequel was bad. That's why I didn't watch it. Okay, I'll have to check it out then. Emesis Blue? If you love film and want an example of independent horror fan film, it's one to watch. Imagine the transporters from Star Trek having problems. Okay, that's fair. Emesis Blue. I'll keep that in mind. The Grinch. Oh, yeah, he was the Grinch. Good call. I mean, you said, Enigmatic Penguin said life Wife loves the Grinch movie. I can't stand it. For me, that was prime childhood. I was, I think, 5 or 6 years old when the Grinch came out, Jim Carrey. So that's just kind of like ingrained in my generation's childhood. Um, if I take out the nostalgia of it, I don't know what I would think of it. But I mean, Jim Carrey as the Grinch, I mean, that's just, that's part of that era. Kind of the same with Shrek in the same way. Green characters. Okay, Nature Calls is good, but not better than the first one. Okay, but you're still saying it's good. Me, Myself, and Irene is another one I've missed, but that reminds me, The Cable Guy, that's another good one. Not like the best movie, but Jim Carrey performance. Bruce Almighty, that's another great one. Whoa, Sixto, what? A helicopter just fell into the Hudson and your job went crazy? I don't know if you're telling the truth or if that's a reference to something. Followed by Evan Almighty. Evan Almighty is low key, like, guilty pleasure, in my opinion. You think Cable Guy is his best movie? Interesting. Okay, I enjoyed it on like a campy level, but I also haven't seen it since I was a teenager. Oh my gosh. Sixto said that's the truth. I work in news. Dude, yeah. Oh, I'm just seeing it now. Helicopter down in New York City's Hudson River. Oh my god. That's insane. Wish the best to everyone in that situation. Mad Max Road Warrior, the original. Yeah, I saw the original Mad Max a long time ago. I have to rewatch it. Hey, Wayne, what's going? Mad Max series, good stuff. Yeah, I enjoyed. I've seen the Tom Hardy one, and I saw the original a long time ago. I didn't catch Furiosa. Heard really good things though. Oh my God, yes, Sick Coyote. Kidding. Kidding was an amazing series. Yes, you just unlocked that from my brain. I think it was only 2 seasons, right? During the pandemic, I watched that entire show during, pandemic. I was in my home. Um, and holy crap. I mean, yeah, talk about depressing. But it is incredible. If anyone has, I think it's on Apple TV, I highly recommend Jim Carrey's series Kidding. It's 2 seasons, it's a drama. He plays a guy who was like a host of a TV kids show and like a Mr. Rogers esque character, and he still has the show. Catherine Keener is in it. Judy Greer is in it. Yeah. High key recommendation. Good call out. $1.50 from Open Up Productions. Thank you very much. The Blues Brothers is one of your favorites. All right. I haven't seen that one personally. I'm pretty sure Alex has. I don't know though. Lately, the last few months, every time I say it, I'm pretty sure Alex has. He actually hasn't. So maybe he has not seen Blues Brothers. I don't know. I just always assume he has seen. Well, no, I'm not assuming. It is true. He has seen a lot more movies than me, from the like 80s ish era, 80s 90s. But have you watched Ricky Gervais series Afterlife? I have not. I am a big fan of Ricky Gervais's movie, The Invention of Lying, from the like early 2000s or maybe late 2000 or early 2010s. It was like 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. That's a funny movie, but I have not watched Afterlife. I'm pretty sure Blues Brothers was on the movie Lottery Wheel, so that makes me think Alex hasn't seen it. I'm not sure though. Would you consider deviating from release order at some point, talking about Star Trek? No. No, we will not. And I'm not sure. I mean, you could give what would be a reason for that, but no. Yes, man. Oh yeah, that was another one. That one was okay. It was alright. Check a little update here. All right, I think Alex will be here in like about 10, 15 minutes or so. So if you guys want to stretch this out, we could wait till he gets here so he can say hi. But if you guys have any more questions or anything, we're still. I think we have a Patreon update. Jameson Boker, new audience member. Thank you very much. I will update the goal here. $8.51. You guys are amazing. How bad would the show have to get for you to stop watching Star Trek? Yeah, it's not a matter of it being bad. Like, a sick part of me is gonna enjoy once it becomes really bad because we're just gonna shit on it. It's gonna be great. Hopefully, that's not for a very long time. I want to go into every single series enjoying it. So hopefully that doesn't happen for a long time. But even once we get to a point where if we start to not like it, and we fit into the mainstream of what people tend to think about everything, let's just say post Enterprise, I'm gonna Thanos. I'm gonna enjoy it very, very much. However, if the views incredibly fall off, then we might have to stop. No, but as long as we still have obviously the audience for it, we'll continue to do it. Do you ever think of resurrecting your wrestling career like Alex and teaming up? No. So I don't want to go off on a whole diatribe about it, but basically, I appreciate the question, JMB. So I did wrestle. I got into wrestling when I was 18 with Alex. I watched wrestling my whole life. I did it for 5 years, and I stopped in 2018. And the reason I stopped was for a lot of reasons, but the main thing was I just realized that the reason I loved wrestling wasn't the in-ring performing. Like, I love the art of wrestling and the business and like the promoting and all those things and the storylines and the drama of it. And I think if I were to be in a wrestling business still, like on an independent level, I'd probably just make my own. Like, I'd probably just want to run my own promotion. But running an independent promotion, you know, especially in where I am, but like anywhere really, it's just like an insane business venture. Like you're not going to make money, so it's just like an insane thing to do. But let's say I was going to, that's probably how I would get back into it. Because the in-ring stuff, I've always been naturally athletic, even at a bigger size, so that helped me out in that way. And of course, as a kid, you know when you think about something you love, whether it's football as an example, or any other sport, or wrestling, acting, whatever it would be, of course you're going to instantly go to the performing side of, oh, I want to be a wrestler, I want to be a football player, I want to be this. You don't really think about as a kid, oh, I want to be a promoter, or I want to be a defensive line coach for an NFL team. Like, this is like not really where your mind goes, I think, as a kid. So, of course, growing up, I wanted to be a wrestler. I got into it. I did it, and I did love a lot about it. But I just ultimately, after 5 years of doing it, or it didn't even take the full 5 years. Within 2-3 years, I kind of knew, like, yeah, this isn't exactly what I love about it. Even though I was pretty good, I just, So I kind of ran its course with that. Plus, I also met my wife, and all those things, and also I did it for 3 years, completely broke, and then decided I wanted to start making money once I turned 21. So I got a real job, and that hampered it, of course. So all of those reasons are why I would never do that again. But again, if I was ever going to get back into it, it would probably just be if I was financially viable in my life enough to feel like it would be fun to run a wrestling show, like a one-off or something, and promote it. That's what I would probably do if I ever did that. Never seen the original Mission Impossible. Ray, any WCW, ECW, or WWF matches, full events you would like to see uploaded onto the official WWE Vault and WCW channels? I reckon Brett versus Austin WrestleMania 13 will be up in any time in full now. I subscribe to the WWE Vault channel, and I have been following them. It's been a lot of fun seeing what they post. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty pissed off about. We had the WWE Network, and it was a full archive, anything you'd ever want to watch. And now with their new deal, with not only leaving Peacock and going to Netflix for Raw, but then just like all of their stuff is all over the place now. I'm glad we have the WWE Vault, but it's really disappointing that we don't have that one-stop shop archive vault like we used to with the WWE Network. My favorite wrestling match of all time is Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21. I don't know if that's on there or not, but if it is, I'd like that to be on there. I just watched today, they uploaded Kurt Angle versus Kane from WrestleMania 18. That's a decent match. Jolie, does your wife watch Star Trek too? She edits 95+% of the Star Trek YouTube videos. So she watches Star Trek through editing those reactions. As far as just like on her own on TV, no, we don't really watch Star Trek together. She doesn't watch it in that way. She never watched it before this channel, so she's on the same boat as me and going through this journey, but she watches it when she edits the reaction, so she's not really taking it in the same way as I am. But we do talk about the episodes after she edits them and, discuss them and stuff, and that's fun. Her favorite character is Data. She loves Data, so. Yeah, no problem, JMB. Appreciate the question. Got an update over on the Patreon. Katie Jackson was already a member, but just upgraded to the target demographic tier. Thank you very much, Katie. I'm going to go ahead and get that updated here on my side. So we are now at 8:52. I don't know if anyone remembers. I'm going to go back and see. I think we were at like 8:30 or something when we started. Yeah, 8:34. So, wow. Almost 20 new members or upgrades here in this stream. That's amazing. Thank you, everyone. And maybe we're not done yet. Maybe we still got some more in us getting towards this goal. If anyone's new here to the stream, we're talking about 3 episodes of Star Trek Journey a week, uncut on Patreon and edited for YouTube once we hit this goal on Patreon. So Alex bringing the next wave of sign up energy? Yeah, maybe. Steve, if you were in Star Wars, would you have a blaster or a lightsaber? I mean, I feel like you can't pass up having a lightsaber, right? I mean, you can't. This is not a lightsaber. This is just a light I have. But here, I'll reveal what color lightsaber I would have. Not. Oh wait, what if it was just broken? Okay, not this. Not blue. Is it green? No, not green. Purple. I'd go with the purple lightsaber. Shout out Mace Windu. Wow. Imagine this is like you just joined the stream and you just see me going wow wow. Like this is what you're missing. Sixto says I'm a dumbass having a lightsaber. I cut my own leg. Yeah, I'd be pretty terrified. I'm also I have that same fear if I ever have to use like a chainsaw or power saw of any kind. I feel like I would just be like and just like go right down into my leg. So that's a fear that I have. You're gonna hurt yourself with the lightsaber. Yeah. Have you heard of the Lost in Space 1960s TV series? Yes. Yes, I have. Haven't seen it. Empire Jeff, thank you for the super chat. The Cell games rule. Dragon Ball Z, Rock the Dragon. Or Dragon Ball Z, Rock the Dragon, yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, that same feeling on high ledges. Yeah, it's funny. I never had a fear of heights growing up, but as an adult, I've gotten more queasy with heights. And I would never go on a hot air balloon. I've talked about this before. One of my biggest fears. I would never go on a hot air balloon. Anything where I'm exposed to the outside and being high up, I'll never skydive. Roller coasters, I'm okay. The ones that I can fit on because I'm at, like, you know, I feel pretty strapped in, and it's kind of like, hey, at least if I die, like, you know, I'm doing something fun. I'm doing something fun. You'd say the same thing about skydiving, I guess, but I've grown up with roller coasters my whole life, so that's not that big of one. But I am not afraid of the transporter. I definitely, if transporters were real, would not be afraid to go on it. Because I feel like if you end up dying, well, unless you're the guy from the motion picture, but in most cases, it's like you probably won't even be aware if you die, you know? I gotta open. Gotta let Alex in here. I gotta electronically let him into my house. You're about to take up chainsaw sculpting, Bryce? That sounds insane. Would standing next to a cliff edge be scary? 100%. Like if I ever went to like the Grand Canyon, like the people who just walk out on the rocks, nope. Alex is gonna get mad because I can hear my neighbor's dogs barking as he comes in. Hopefully he doesn't sneak up with a steel chair. That'd be unfortunate. Luckily the entrance is that way, so. Got to check out the Outer Limits episode, Cold Hands, Warm Heart. Shatner is brilliant. He is truly the godfather of sci-fi television. Thank you for the suggestion. And speaking of that, we made a post a few weeks ago, horror gallery suggestions for all the shows we're watching, that the target demographic tier patrons, which now there's a lot more of recently, get to decide or get to tell us which ones to watch. So I have to reshare that post on Patreon now that we have a bunch of new members. But if you're a new target demographic tier member, go on the Patreon, scroll back a little bit, you'll see that post, horror gallery suggestions for all the shows we're going to be watching, which episodes to watch. I'm going to check if there's any more updates here. No, it looks like we're all caught up there on the Patreon memberships. Doombringer, I would love to see more Twilight Zone. Dropped a few suggestions from both. Yeah, 100% more are coming. We have seen a lot of the original Twilight Zone, so if suggestions for that one don't get watched, it's probably because we've already seen it. There are definitely some we haven't, and we're open to it, but it has to be the more obscure. Like, we've seen a lot of the main ones. The 80s one, though, we're completely, new to. So a lot of those recommendations we'll definitely be watching. Ray says, have you seen any of the Super Mario Nation shows? Oh, I'm guessing you mean like animation? One of my friends, shout out to Kyle, did used to watch the Super Mario Brothers animated show, so I've seen a few episodes of it. Don't know if that's what you're talking about, though, because you're saying 1960s, so don't think we're talking about the same thing. Outer Limits episode, Zanti Misfits. Yeah, that's definitely one of the top recommended for Outer Limits, yeah. Live action movie directed by Jonathan Frakes. That could be fun. Uh-oh.
Hey, Josh.
Oh, no.
Isn't it great that we finished Star Trek like 6 years ago, but everyone thinks we're watching it for the first?
Oh.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. They did not just hear me say that.
We're done.
Well. Alive once again. Who's here? Zoom in on the chat there. Oh, we got
They cannot see.
we got Wayne T. Hello.
Do you want to grab a chair?
Yeah, I'll grab one.
Or should we do hot tag style? Tag in. I've been doing this for 2 hours. Tag in.
You know what? Should we give the people a wrestling secret that my you remember PME, Philly Marino? Remember?
Yeah, cool guys, yeah.
Yeah. They taught me a little tag team wrestling secret. I don't know if you already knew this.
It's funny every time.
Yeah. When the babyface is reaching for the tag, for the hot tag, like, come on, tag me in. The signal to let them know they actually tag him is to
flip your hand, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you'll be seeing them like this, and then
Yes.
because they're watching their opponent like in a double down. And
Yeah,
they're watching where their opponent is, so both
Mhm.
of them will flip their hand.
Yeah.
We're like that masked guy from that series, Wrestling Exposed.
I don't think it's gonna be any more exposed than it already is.
This looks ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna move the camera down a little bit, but just so you know, Alex, I started the stream. We were at 834 out of the 1,000 members we need. We're all the way up to 852 from this stream.
Holy shit! Yeah, I was at the gym and my phone notifications are going off with all the email of all the signups. So I figured something happened. Happened the other day too with that sale. So business is booming. Alex, not knowing that answers the question, would you be a good tag team partner? No, I am a heel, and I am not a tag team partner. Josh and I used to be a tag team.
Yeah, you were good.
We used to do spots.
We did a lot of cool tag team moves.
We did. But, yeah, I wish we had another go at a tag team thing. That'd be great. But the thing is, with us being a tag team, you're tag teaming with your best friend, great. Then you have to wrestle other people.
Instead of wrestling each
Instead
other.
of wrestling each other, yeah. I mean, with us, that was the fun part. We can do all the dumb stuff we wanted, but tag teaming with other people, we had to plan it with them. And you never know what it's going to be like when you're planning a match with someone. Are they going to be cool, or is it going to be it's one of those?
Here, real quick. Let me take this off the screen. All right, make a thumbnail pose at the camera. Okay.
Don't all tag team matches end up in a free for all? No, there's been some really good ones. Really good ones. Remember FTR when they were in WWE? They had some great ones. When a tag match is good, it's fucking amazing. But when they're bad, they're bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Did we ever have a bad one when we were teaming?
No, I think we stick pretty close to the formula. You know.
Yeah, because we were pretty young and
Yeah. Shine, cut off, heat, come back, tag team, spot. But in terms of matches falling apart, a lot of them. It's a great thumbnail. A lot of them definitely do fall apart when after the hot tag, because for the most part, ref sometimes will lose track of who's tagged. The people in the ring don't care anymore. But sometimes, I think more. Nowadays, I think people do care. Maybe in AEW they don't, but I know in WWE they're very, very strict about that.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember back when we were first starting and hearing the stories about when you go to do like tryouts or whatever, and they literally, because what is it, 2 or 4 seconds you're supposed to get out of the ring when you're tagged?
Like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and they would make you do whole spots where you'd have to get out, like as if it was a shoot.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. And it's just impossible. It's impossible to do as a shoot. You can't do it.
It should now be updated, so everyone knows you're here.
Watch the viewers go down.
One thing about Alex, always the negative mindset.
Only when it comes to myself. Ooh, who's a shittier dropkick, Cena or Captain Kirk? I think they're pretty on par. They're both Superman. They're both, the superhero.
Shittier dropkick. I think Kirk's dropkick could do some damage, though.
Yeah, Cena had a pretty bad one.
Any stories about botches from Long Hill Andy?
Oh, God.
And how do you recover from botches?
Just keep going.
Oh, no, this is how you recover.
Yeah.
Make it super obvious to everyone in the crowd that you botched.
Yeah, no. Botch recovery, you just got to calm down. Keep going. Don't let it breathe. There's a great story. Josh and I were wrestling at AIW. Like you know what that is. We're in a 6-man match. I think you were in that match, or maybe you weren't. But we're wrestling this guy named Dominic Guarini, and someone did a spot where someone tried to clothesline him over the top rope, but he didn't get all the way over.
Yeah, I was in this. Yeah.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
So he rebounded against the rope and came back to his feet. And then when he came back to his feet, he just threw himself over the top rope. And everyone's like, boo!
Yeah.
Everyone booed the shit out of him. And then later on, we did a spot where I'm up on the top. I'm going to hit him with the 450 splash, which is like you do a full front flip, over rotate, land on him on your stomach. And the spot was, I go to do that to him. He turns. He was like a grapple guy, and he catches me in like a triangle choke out of the thing. Whole crowd went fucking nuts. Totally forgot about it. So you just have to do something crazy and stupid.
Yeah.
Or a chop. A chop is like a reset. Like, oh, fuck up. Big fucking chop.
Oh, yeah, just pick him up, chop.
Chop. It's like, oh,
yeah.
It's like, woo!
Yeah.
Whole crowd forgets.
Was that in the scramble, one of the scrambles with Britt Baker in it?
Yes. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I was in that, yeah.
Oh,
sorry, drop the name there.
dropping a name.
Oh, wait.
Go watch my video where I talk about every WWE wrestler I wrestled.
Yeah. Yeah, I think James pointed it out here. How about our shirts, 2 different worlds here? But same gimmick, just the picture on the shirt.
This is my favorite type of T-shirt style. Just frame from a movie or TV show on a shirt. All my Star Trek shirts are in the laundry, so I had to cross over to the other side today.
Ian said totally didn't know this was even happening. We didn't know either. These are all typically impromptu by me when I'm home. And for once in my life this week, I finally am ahead when it comes to editing. by a head, that means I have like 5 or 6 videos to edit instead of 15. So I felt justified that I could spend a few hours streaming, and then with Alex coming over, good timing because we'll record after this. So.
It's like Steve asked us something. What is something you never want to see TNG or any future Star Trek again? What do you mean in TNG or any future Star Trek? Is that what he's asking? He said he asked you earlier.
I don't remember him asking me that, but
Oh.
oh, maybe he did ask me and I didn't answer. What do we never want to see in TNG or any future Star Trek again?
That we've seen already. I don't know, the Deadly Years.
Just that gimmick of aging?
Maybe because this has happened a little bit recently. Guest spot episodes where the entire episode is centered around this one guest and they're not that interesting.
Yeah, I think unfortunately that's gonna happen. But that'd be great if it didn't. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, like just the gall and balls of these writers to put all the balls all the balls in the court of this guest star, not knowing if it's gonna work or not. I mean, maybe they had a good audition to be.
When you have such a great cast like TNG, imagine you're on a basketball team and you have, the Golden State Warriors 2018, and then one day you sign a free agent who's like he's not that good, and you go, you know what? We're giving the free agent the most minutes tonight on the court. It's like, why would you do that? Now, maybe that risk pays off, and it's this free agent is amazing.
It happens.
It happens, but more likely than not, you're just taking away an episode from everyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone said no more clip shows. Doombringer said that. I didn't mind it.
I didn't hate that episode. I was just disappointed because I was expecting the worst thing ever, and it wasn't the worst thing ever. It was.
I was expecting like the game type, not in quality, but in the type of out there craziness.
Yeah.
But
What are you gonna do?
But as for me, what I wouldn't want to see, what I wouldn't want to see any more of. That's a good question. I don't know if there's anything. I mean, yours was a good answer. I don't know if there was anything I like off the table and never want to see this again.
Nick Meyer. Maybe.
What do you say?
In response to who do you never want to see again in Star Trek?
Oh, Nicholas Meyer.
Yeah.
I totally didn't catch it. I thought someone in here
was
Nick Meyer.
No.
Like, what did he say?
But the Husker Chuck says the free agent is Guinan. Guinan's that special, the designated hitter or the closer at the for baseball. It's like, oh, you got to bring in the closer.
See, Guinan wouldn't be like in my analogy. You're signing this random, undrafted free agent or like nobody. Guinan would be you sign a big name free agent and you bring him in. Although obviously Guinan wasn't proved, like she didn't prove herself, but it's not like Guinan came in and her first episode every scene was Guinan. That is what you should do with a new player. You work them in. You give them 5 minutes their first game, 10 minutes. You work them in. They're not in every game.
Yeah. Would you say an example of bringing in a new person? Oh, we already talked about Guinan. Ensign Rowe. That's an example.
Yeah, another great example. Yeah. And plus, those are not what we're talking more about one-off, I think, like one-off characters.
I mean, they could have been one-off. I think it just did so well that they decided to keep him around more. Maybe Guinan, they had more plans because they made a whole bar set.
Yeah.
But for Ensign Rowe, that could have easily been a one and done.
Yeah, I'll scoot over a little bit so you can scoot over a bit more. Dr. Kelso. I don't even remember who that is. Manu Ginobili. That's a great 6-man. Yep.
Manu Ginobili.
Oh, yeah. No more flying orbs. That's a great call out.
Yes.
Frog A, yeah.
No more
special effect villains.
Special effect villains that the crew isn't aware of, but we are.
Yeah, that we can see and they can't, even when it's on screen with them, especially.
Dr. Kelso from Evolution.
You talking about Dr. Stubbs?
No.
Yeah, Kelso was the guy. Oh, was his character in Scrubs? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you assholes!
Yeah.
Gotta watch that show.
Dr. Stubbs. At this point, I'd rather see Dr. Stubbs than Mark Twain. Yeah, Husker Chuck, no more Mark Twain. Yeah. Guinan kills Troy's and Crusher's purpose. They could have had that, but they gave it to a bigger star. Okay, here's the thing. I disagree, but it's not an awful take. I understand what you mean by that. In theory, 32, I get that take. I personally disagree. I think a bartender plays a different role than a doctor or a counselor, and there are good ways to show that on screen. I think they have for the most part. There have been some times, though, where Guinan's talking to someone, and I'm like, couldn't this be Troy? I think Worf's parents was a really good example in Family.
Yeah, I think, both of that, yeah.
But in so many instances, though, when we get a scene in 10 Forward where Guinan's talking to him, I feel like that makes sense for a bartender. You know, it's the more casual, like, it's not like a counselor.
Yeah, you're not talking to a therapist where it feels all official and, more pressured. Bartender, you feel like you can tell them anything.
Empire Jeff, thank you for the super chat. I know the name of the bug people from Conspiracy. What? Okay. Nice.
I don't know the names of anybody, so.
Who am I? That's true too. Sixto says a counselor has to follow guidelines. Guinan doesn't. So
That's true.
she even has real alcohol under the bar.
Not anymore. Scotty drank it all. Oh. As if they haven't seen it.
Oh, as if they haven't seen the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because our reaction's not up. I haven't watched TNG. All right, I'm gonna go take a quick break. Do you want to take over for a minute?
I'll take over. All right.
Everything should be pretty self-explanatory. Just don't hit that end stream.
Don't hit that. Oh, no. All right. I'm running the show now. All right. What's everyone's social security number, please? Watch the views just tank. My name is Walter Hartwell White. I live at 307 Royal Negro Royal Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's going down. Shane. The name of the contract says McMahon. Shane McMahon. I am very hyped for DS9, absolutely. I think everybody else's excitement for it has raised my excitement for it. Because my fear was, oh no, TNG is winding down. And I thought TNG was the pinnacle, but people are very excited for DS9, so it's reignited my excitement. That's a good one, Long Hill Andy. I'm excited to see it also in the original quality and not that upscaled Blu-ray. What makes me wince more? Flying Tombstone, Crosswing, Chicken Face, Sharpshooter combo, vertical. Say a Tombstone. Anytime someone gets dropped on their head, I'm just like. Hello, Chaotic Ginger. Just me talking to y'all. Okay, that's interesting, Malcolm. Good question, Drew. Probably maybe tomorrow. I gotta work Saturday. Josh and I are recording Sunday. I got some plans tomorrow. Maybe early tomorrow. We'll see. Can't decide if I want to keep playing Dead Space or go back to Fallout 4. Not sure yet. What's an actor you really like? Do you want to see guest star in a Star Trek episode? Cillian Murphy. Oh shit, he's back.
I was gonna start like setting up for us to watch it, but like literally, there's nothing to set up because the disc is already in there, and I can't do anything else while we're streaming. So
There you go.
basically set up. It looks like the views went up while I was gone.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
What are they talking about? Rough time on that for UK time. Are they talking about your stream?
Oh yeah, I think so. If I decided to stream this weekend.
Just watch it while we're here, impromptu live reaction? No.
Let's see. Fold a chair out of nowhere to the back of Alex's head. Funny story. One time at Josh's birthday party,
Oh, no.
unplanned, Josh just grabs a steel chair and just straight to the dome.
16th birthday.
16th. Goddamn.
My 16th birthday. I hit Alex in the head with a chair because I thought it'd be funny, but I accidentally really hit him. Might have concussed him, but I gave him $5.
That's true. Then I got you back years later.
Oh, yeah.
A couple
Several
times.
times.
Several times.
Never with a steel chair, though. Thankfully. No, well, actually,
My
wait.
forearm.
You did give me a concussion with a steel chair.
Yes, I threw the chair.
Later on, later on when we were wrestling, so I still would have been, I think 18, maybe 19 at this point. We did a spot where I was in a match called an I Quit match. So if you don't know what that is in wrestling, you win by making your opponent say I quit, right? So I was the champ. Alex was like known as my friend or whatever in this company. I'm wrestling this guy in an I Quit match. At the end of the match, he handcuffs me or zip ties, one of the two, to the ropes like this, and I'm in the corner in the turnbuckle, sitting down with my arms like this, like crucified on the middle rope. I can't move, and they're like, beat me down, trying to get me to quit. I don't quit.
I come in for the save.
Yeah, Alex runs in like it's gonna be for the save, but then they beat him down. They take a chair and put it on his neck, and then the guy has this sounds so ridiculous. The guy has a hammer, and they're acting like they're gonna hit the chair on Alex with a hammer. So then I quit. So then I'm like, okay, I quit, so that they don't do it to Alex. Now, typically in every other I Quit match that ever exists, they would do it anyway.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So I quit. I lose the belt. They take it off Alex. He takes the belt. They leave. Alex then gets up, takes the chair, and hits me in the head with it while I'm handcuffed to the turnbuckle, and did not hold back on this chair shot. Now you can't. In that moment, like you can't hold back. It's gonna look like shit if you hold back. So I just get whacked, unprotected, right here, just whack. And it was the only time I don't think I ever got hardway busted open in wrestling, but it was the only time, because clearly I was concussed, where I thought I was bleeding, but I wasn't. It's probably just internal. So I get hit with the chair, I can't see anything, and then I look up and Alex is still holding the chair.
Oh, no.
And I was like trying to talk, and I don't know if you might have hit me a second time.
I can't remember.
You might have hit me a second time, but regardless, I think you did. But then regardless, I remember trying to talk and I couldn't say it to you. I don't know what I was going to say. I might have said am I bleeding or something. But I was like, and I remember you looking at me and you just went, what?
What, you aren't conscious right now? Why not?
You're like, what? And then so then Alex left the ring, and they did the whole gimmick. People come out, they have to take me out, not on a stretcher, but just carry me out. And then I remember my grandmother, who came to a lot of the wrestling shows locally, she came up to make sure I was okay, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I wasn't, but I was. I don't think, because when I went to the back, I didn't feel like concussed. So I think it was more of just obviously the impact. But I actually surprisingly don't think I was concussed like when you actually concussed me and I didn't know where I was.
Yeah, you were freaking the fuck out, yeah.
And that was just your forearm.
Yeah, that was just a forearm. Probably my favorite concussion, favorite, is when I was wrestling RSP, and he gives me his finish, the Roaring Elbow. And I remember him hitting me, and then I wake up in the back, and I'm in the middle of a conversation with Eddie Kingston, and I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck happened? That's the craziest part, just that loss of time.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's scary as hell.
And then the dreamlike state that you're in, where you don't know what's real and what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get concussed if you can help it.
Don't get concussed.
All right, y'all. If you want to keep the stream going, hit the galaxy. Hit the
galaxy.
Tap the screen.
Or the God, hold on. We're so close to 1 million. I need $20 more, and I'll press 1. We'll see what happens. We'll get to 1 million. Oh, it's not enough. We just went back down.
Yeah, gotta tap the screen. Damn, you went down by 10,000.
It's so stupid.
Unfortunately, I don't think that that match with the chair shot and stuff, I don't think that was recorded, or it might have been recorded by Jeff. But I don't know.
My buddy Norm was talking about, or someone was talking about how Jeff just has like an archive of so much shit, but like no one can get to it or whatever. Or
Yeah.
I think some things have been recovered, but
I do think he records all the shows, but posts like 5% of them. So I don't know.
things are being recorded now that Charles is in charge.
James asks, "What is the episode you love the concept but didn't deliver?"
Love the concept of the
And let's not obviously go into Star Trek 6 with this, since they haven't seen it.
What?
Season 6.
Oh,
Not Star Trek 6.
yeah, okay.
Season 6.
I'm like, what? Okay.
I'm concussed right now.
Great concept, but didn't deliver.
Thank you for the $1.01 super chat, Open Mouth Productions. Paxilus, thank you very much for the super chat. What are you looking forward to seeing and not seeing from DS9? We do have a full video where we talk about all of that coming up very soon for the YouTube, but we'll get to that question here in a second. But did you think of an answer for that didn't deliver?
I guess I would have to, just right off the bat, is the one with Jean from X-Men, if that was...
Perfect Mate?
Yeah, Perfect Mate. If that was...
Yeah, we got a similar question in our recap video. That was the answer I gave, too.
But that was just fresh in the brain.
Going way back, but not just Season 5, the most toys.
Oh, yes. That's...
That was like biggest example of, I love this concept, I wish it was better.
Yeah, that's another
But,
good one.
5 minutes.
Deadly Years.
The Deadly Years, I don't even like that concept, to be honest.
I mean, I think it was done better with a guest character in like Season 1.
In TOS or in TNG?
In TNG.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy who was...
That was reverse aging.
Oh, that was reverse aging. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it. That's right. Oh, yeah, because he came on, like, that's a lot of makeup.
And then as for DS9, looking forward to and not looking forward to.
Not looking forward to the quality.
The DVD quality?
The DVD quality. I'm looking forward... This is me assuming it's like this, but dark, gritty, what the fuck type endings. Or
Downer endings?
Downer endings.
Depressing?
Yeah. And just a ragtag group of crew that maybe... Not the best crew. That's what I'm excited to see. A crew that isn't the Enterprise crew. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Like, what is this, like, not 100% perfect crew like?
Yeah. I would just say, I've already answered this a little bit earlier, but since we have the super chat, I just want it to be its own show. What I'm not looking forward to is, everyone telling us that the first 2 seasons are bad, but then when we don't like an episode, that's still not okay. So, that's what I'm not looking forward to.
This is the worst episode I've ever seen. It's terrible. Oh my god, if these guys like this, it's the end of the world. See.
Or just like, I really like, you guys are really liking Season 1 a lot more than most people. Well, I didn't really care for this one episode. You don't get it.
All you do is lose.
Season 1 is the best and it's all downhill, yeah. Forbidden Planet. We did a reaction to Forbidden Planet. It's on the YouTube. 500 subscriber special. Remember that?
500 subscribers. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I think I was bald.
First in-person video.
First in-person video.
When I had my small little apartment.
That's right, yeah. And we've known each other for years. It's our first in-person video. Not ever, obviously, but for this channel.
Okay, Connor said favorite is in Season 1, but there are gems all over. Okay. For anyone new here, we are just a little under now, 150 members away over on Patreon to 3 episodes a week of Star Trek. Uncut on Patreon, edited for YouTube. So if you want to help us hit that goal, sign up over there. We're getting really, really close. Well, when I introduced this goal back in November, Alex, did you think we would ever hit it?
No. I mean, still, I remember when he brought up the idea of having a Patreon for the first time. I'm like, not yet. No way. And he told me all the people that were asking about it. I'm like, okay. And then here we are. Shit. I'm glad it worked out. I don't believe in myself.
There you go. Doombringer says, "The hell with the haters. It's your honest reaction that people want to see." There you go.
So what they want to see, and then they see him, and they change their mind. At least with me. I mean, you put up that poll of biggest TA controversies. I think all of them had to do with me.
I didn't even think about that, but it might be. Do I have any controversies that were specifically me? Just Darmok.
Just Darmok. That's it. But
I didn't feel like that was going to make the list.
because it's you. They just swept it under the rug. It's fine. And then people were like, oh, I think in the Discord, it's like, oh yeah, Alex hates Wrath the Khan. I'm like, I didn't hate Wrath the Khan. I don't know why they think that. I didn't. I was just dumb. I just didn't.
Well, I said you might love it even more now after 6.
Yeah, I think I do.
I mean, yeah. Do I have any other controversies? Darmok.
Hump Red October.
It's both of us, kind of. You didn't like it.
No, but you were the one who busted out laughing.
Yeah, I made it a lot worse than it needed to be.
Like that was hilarious. I was trying to lock in super hard, but I'm just not. It's just not clicking. I'm just like trying to keep up with Alec Baldwin's 8th monologue about what's happening, and then you just fucking break. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, to me it was the uninterrupted 30-second shots of the submarine every few minutes.
Like
This movie really needs to be 2 hours and 40 minutes.
for me, I wear what I'm thinking in my face a lot of the time. I cannot tell whether you love an episode or hate an episode. Most of the time, you're just locked in straight. Me, like you can tell. Sometimes I'm slumped down. Sometimes I'm just laughing or smiling. But when you broke, it woke me up out of a trance.
Yeah, that I broke then, and then I want to say I broke. I mean, the game obviously we both did.
Oh yeah,
Both broke during that.
that had to be intentional breaking. I still can't believe that's a real episode. That's like serious.
I mean, a good one maybe of what you're saying is Captain's Holiday, where I kept my composure the whole time, and then right when Captain's Holiday ended, I was like, well, that was fucking painful, and you just like laughed so hard. I don't know if you didn't see it coming or what, but I was like, oh.
I think I knew, but just seeing it come out, it was hilarious. Sixto!
Thank you so much, Sixto. There was a react a few weeks ago. I told you, even though I didn't like the episode, you guys talked like all of my other Star Trek fan friends. My favorite. Oh, okay, cool.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat. A Private Little War still has the best post-reaction moment.
What the fuck, man?
What the fuck? I guess I'll start with the gorilla.
Favorite one of season 2?
It's my fridge.
Oh.
My mini fridge makes the weirdest noises. You guys all paid for this, by the way, with that live stream. Remember when we raised the money for the mini fridge?
That's right, yeah.
So thank you guys for that.
Pay for this house.
I wouldn't go that far. In this economy?
Yeah, I'm never gonna buy a house. Are you serious? Can't get an apartment. That's why I need to send a Galaxy. Need the money.
You could 100% afford an apartment. They were just jerking you around.
Yeah, it was in a
Shady place. Not shady like living there, but shady it seemed like the people you were dealing with.
Yeah, it did seem shady. I mean, I walked in and they had a dog in there. I just knew right from there.
They had a dog in the office?
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Bring your dog to work day.
oh, not a service animal? Don't care. Gonna bring it in the grocery store, have it sit in the cart, and where it's shitty fucking asses all over.
Oh, the service animals will have the thing on them. Do not pet.
Yeah, and that's fine. But then people just, pretend they're service animals when they're not. It's like, you couldn't leave the fucking dog home alone for 8 minutes? Jesus Christ.
With their babies at home.
Yeah. Oh, the baby's napping. It's fine.
Baby's in the car. The AC's on.
Oh, God.
Who'd win in a fight, Magatu or Gorn?
I don't know. Mugatu has the speed.
Yeah.
Gorn
But
has-
it's so erratic.
Yeah, that's true. To the point where I think we were watching the episode and it had that. I think we called it. It had that wrestling moment where it was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Silver42, thank you so much for the super chat. Something I appreciate about your reactions is they make me rethink my own opinions, which are never wrong. but I remake them to be even less wrong after seeing them again through your eyes. Appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, one thing got to do more is definitely I need to get back to watching more stuff. I saw this clip of an interview from Vincent D'Onofrio where he's talking to a young actor and he's like, just expose yourself to as much art as you can because that's what artists do. You absorb as much art as you can. It's going to shape the way you think. And I'm like, oh, that's a good point. I haven't been to a museum in years. I haven't listened to really much new music. And I got to get back to watching shows and movies. I'm terrified to watch any shows and movies because they're like, oh, we can do that for the channel. Especially older ones. But I think I got to get back to reading more books. I got to get my brain going.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, books is a good, safe bet. Like, I should read more because I know I'm not going to do, live reading reaction.
Yeah, live book reaction.
And I have a lot of books that I want to read that I own that, I just am dumb and scroll TikTok instead. If I took all of my TikTok screen time and read books, it's like I might be a decent human.
Might be a little bit smarter. Coming live, Alex exposes himself live on stream. Exposes in what way? I'm not going to do a DSP here. If you know what that means.
I don't.
Any interest in watching Black Mirror? I've given up Black Mirror once, they went full American. And then after season 5 and after Bandersnatch, I'm just like, I'm good.
I think USS Callister was the peak.
I like USS Callister.
For the American version.
Yeah. Oh, for the American version, yeah. For sure.
I guess there's a sequel episode in this new season.
Of course there is. Gotta bring back the legacy characters. Gotta remember this.
Can't afford Jesse Plemons anymore, though, probably.
Oh, no.
I'm not doing that.
But I do love the mother from How I Met Your Mother. So.
Yeah. And choosing the Penguin.
The Penguin is great. I keep telling this guy to watch The Penguin. By saying I haven't told you in probably months, but you should watch The Penguin.
I will. Oh, you said you need to expose yourself. You did say that. You're like, I need to expose myself to art.
Oh, the art. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Can't believe he used this opportunity to cut a promo on a dog. Love it.
Hey, we got a new Patreon update. Marcus Blue Sky just became an audience member. Thank you, Marcus Blue Sky.
Thank you, Marcus.
You want to switch seats? I'll update the...
Yeah. I also hope I don't get canceled. I said dumb dog in a recent reaction. I'm like, right after I said it, I'm like, oh, God, I hope the Nutters don't come after me.
The what?
The dog Nutters.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'm part of a couple subreddits.
Subreddits, yeah. Big Reddit guy.
It's all I do at work when I'm not working. I can't read at work, so I'm just go on Reddit, get mad.
Fuels your anger?
Yeah, I really got to stop doing that.
Long Hill Andy, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Josh, you should watch The Penguin. All right.
You got $2.99 or £1.99.
Reddit is a roach pit. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, true.
I'd still rather go on Reddit, though, than Twitter.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. God, I'm on my Twitter, and it's just dead, and I just, accidentally scroll to the For You section. Or what is it called?
On Twitter?
Yeah, the section where you're not...
I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter in, 6 years at this point.
Yeah, the For You section. Yeah, same thing. It's just fucking garbage. Just pure shit. I've muted so many people that'll never follow just because they popped up there.
Oh yeah, and then Daniel's Threads is becoming more and more like Twitter. I have a Threads account. I just created one automatically through Instagram when they first started. I never have gone on there though. But in the rare times I accidentally click onto it, I get confused. I think it is Twitter. It's the same exact interface.
Yeah, I made one. I don't know why. Everything I post on Instagram so automatically goes there. Sometimes I'm baited. I'll be scrolling through Instagram and they'll have a thread type thing pop up. It's like, oh, Val Kilmer said this before he died. I'm like, oh, and I'll click it, and it's something not interesting. I just made that up. That wasn't actually one of them. Rip Val Kilmer, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm in my prime. Probably the best part of Tombstone.
Yeah, we talked about Tombstone a little bit earlier because I was going through the movies that we had watched on Patreon, and I was talking about I liked it a bit more than you, just because I think I got a little bit more into the characters of it. I think you didn't really connect with any of them that much.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like Val Kilmer's character, but everyone else, whole thing just felt odd to me.
Yeah, Derek, we talk about DS9 stuff we know a little bit in the upcoming video I talked about. That'll be coming to YouTube soon, where we talk about DS9 here in the next week or two. But all right, speaking of DS9, we do have to watch. This is our last recording of TNG before we jump into Deep Space Nine next week. So we do have to get over there and start watching that. Alex is a hard out, 8 p.m. So if you guys want to throw in some last minute questions, we can answer a question before we go. Alex, anything else while we're waiting for these to come in?
Thanks for showing up to this. Always nice to talk to you. DS9 is coming. We're going to be watching it.
It's coming all over the place.
All over. It's coming all over. Time is a flat circle, yes. I love True Detective Season 1, the only season of True Detective.
Solitude Dude just went from a legacy $5 member on Patreon to an annual target demographic tier member. Thank you so much, Solitude
Woo!
Dude.
Thank you. You're banned.
Immediately. Alex is going to vanity search your name on our Patreon to see if you've ever commented anything negative about us. What if you could do that? Vanity search?
Did you just jump 2?
Yeah, because they went to the target demographic tier
Oh,
2 times.
Oh, okay.
Because they were a $5 member before, so that didn't count at all.
Gotcha. That's a funny thing in that wrestling at Circle Jerk Reddit I'm in, where it's like, oh, I've always loved you. Don't check my post history from 2020.
Yeah, I hope we enjoy 10 and 11 as well. Only 2 episodes tonight, Alex. So we're okay here. You're going a little bit late on the stream because we only got 2 episodes.
That's okay. Middle of discussion on episode 2. I'll just walk.
Well, I was gonna say we've been oddly getting very good at, like, every time, regardless of what we're doing, ending, and it's like 8:01 or it's like 7:58.
It has been pretty good.
Yesterday we ended early actually because we finished The Expanse
Season 2.
Jinx. I will get round to do it, but I need to get through summer on a budget. Then I'll jump memberships. Hey, yeah, do you for sure. We appreciate it.
We really do. It's all worth it.
Party pack of tacos, dude. A Taco Bell taco box sounds so good right now.
Bro.
Oh my god.
Dude, fuck the episodes. Let's get a Taco Bell box.
Get a taco box.
We'll
dude.
do a mukbang of Taco Bell right now.
Let's keep the stream running. We'll switch to vertical on the phone. IRL. I have a Taco Bell 6 minutes up the road.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
You know, one of the reasons when we were looking for moving, you know, I was like, where I am right now, not to dox myself too much, but everything is around here. It's actually very dangerous. Like, I am like within 10 minutes of any food place, except for Chick-fil-A. The closest one's about 20 minutes, unfortunately, and I love Chick-fil-A.
I live right by one. You've never been by, I don't think you've ever been by my house, but everything is there. Everything. Even stuff that isn't around anywhere else, like a Detroit Wing Company. Like, you ever even heard of that?
I've heard of it. I have no idea where it is.
Yeah. Freddy's, everything in less than a mile radius.
Oh.
Way less. Like 3 grocery stores also within.
Does Ohio have White Castle? Barely. Not really around anymore. We used to have one, and it closed.
Yeah, I remember one time we went, I just got nothing but fries, and I got sick. Got a whole bunch of fries.
There is a lot of White Castles, though, in Michigan. So anytime, not that I go to Michigan all the time, but if I ever find myself there, they're, like, everywhere.
Dude, as soon as you cross over to Michigan, nothing but dispensary signs all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be here, too, soon.
Not if I've been in this area.
Culver's just came to Ohio recently, so I have a Culver's about 10 minutes away. Popeyes greater than Chick-fil-A. I also really like Popeyes, but greater than Chick-fil-A?
I haven't been there in a bit, so I don't know.
They were calling me a gringo earlier, which I guess is a white person, so I guess that's the gringo in me. Chick-fil-A is like the typical white person thing, I think. Like,
yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course they like Chick-fil-A. Welcome to Oregon. Shitty fast food and tons of dispensaries.
I want to visit Oregon just to meet Bruce Campbell. Go to his house. Make him,
That's where he lives?
I think so, yeah. And he gets really mad. Why ain't my house?
It's going to be like the scene from that Masters of Horror movie where he goes to the author's house, but it's Bruce Campbell. Do you remember that movie we watched, the John Carpenter movie, Cigarette Burns?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. That video is still not cracked 1,000 views, so make sure to watch that video.
Yeah. We have a running joke, any video with Nick in it won't crack 1,000 views, but he was in the Inner Light video, so.
There you go. That video could have had 100,000 views, but Nick was in it. I just speaking of 1,000 views, I uploaded my 500 Days of Summer edit I made. It's got 1,500 views on YouTube somehow. Usually my regular videos don't get shit for stuff like that. But TikTok has completely abandoned me. I uploaded a Thing video about Kurt Russell talking about his hat, sitting at 54 views right now, which if you're on TikTok, that's nothing. Like, at the very base, every video gets 200 views. Every video. And then it was, like, restricted for content policy. And it's like, oh, it's not being pushed out to people under 18. And it had that for, like, 16 videos. But some of those videos got over 1,000 views. So I don't know why it restricted this one so bad. So I appealed it, and, it passed. But still, it's only... Because when it was at 4 views when I uploaded like the second version, because I edited it to edit out the gore, and the gore is just the monster. Yeah, I was pissed. Anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, you gave me an idea, Alex. I sent this to you already, but I actually have an edit for A Fistful of Datas, which just hit the Patreon today.
That's right.
So, I feel like this is going to fuck up when I hit it, but let's try. Oh my god. Oh my god. There it was.
That's all you get.
Alright, no, but for real. Try again. Okay. Where'd it go? All right. Here it is. Okay. We're going to debut this edit. I can't even see the fucking video.
Does it start off black? Is that why?
Oh, is that why? Oh, okay. So I need to pause it. See? There you go. Good call. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for this edit that I made? Basic edit. This could copyright the stream and get it deleted. So this might end the stream right here. But here we go. Are you ready? You've already seen this.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
That's the bad guy.
You are a murderer and a thief.
Man's got to make a living.
I suggest you find a new line of work.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Love it. Hell yeah.
All right. Well, that is where we will leave you. As you can tell, hated the episode. Okay. All right, we're going to go watch TNG. Any last words?
Nope. Thanks for being here.
All right. See you later.